Welcome to my realm. Anyways, hi all. Zophar here. It's Mac Monday, and you know what that means. Time for some... Why can I not figure this out? I have to point right to hit left. Gabriel Knight 2, The Beast Within, right there. How's everybody doing? Yeah, exactly. So, first things first. I want to say hi to everybody. How you doing, Natiffy? Hope you're having an okay day. I'm sorry if you're a little sad. I hope some Gabriel Knight 2 can cheer you up, although we are in Chapter 4, so we'll see.
This world doesn't deserve to be recreated. I decided to destroy it forever, starting right here with you. Nothing can save you now.
DW Magus, thank you so much for the cheer of 69 bits. Very appropriate bit cheer there. I appreciate you and your support. Sadly, I don't have anything specific for 69, but maybe I'll come up with something clever one day. Yo, Darkmex, how you doing? Good to see you. Thomas Smith backwards, got jokes. He's got jokes. Why is it called Gabriel Knight when you play it during the day? DC Bueller, yes, you are indeed missing 19,000 silver. We don't have points. We have silver. Yeah. So I owe you. So last night, for those of you that were on the stream, we did not die. Well, specifically Zophar, the main character, did not die in Shining Force 2 at all last night. Now, I chalk a lot of that up to the fact that half the time was spent grinding for the freaking mithril weapons. But I do owe. So anybody that is here right now, and anybody that's not here as well, you're going to get some silver. So we will choose the outcome of none this night. We will complete the prediction. And boom, enjoy the silver for those of you that were on last night watching Shining Force 2. So there's your silver. Sorry, I forgot last night. Last night was a pretty long stream. We actually, I mean, for me anyway, not for most people, but we streamed for 5.5 hours, if I remember correctly. Almost 5.5 hours. So that's a record for me. The most I've ever streamed before that was something more like 4.5 hours. So thanks for everyone that joined. Thomas Smith, everybody. He'll be here all week. You've been warned. Well said, Darkmex. Thomas Smith backwards says that streamers are here, so now we just need some cake and balloons and we can have a party. Totally, well, maybe I couldn't use some cake, but I could use some cake. My brain wants cake. My stomach says no. Zophar is an anime now. Haha. DW Magus, that is actually from Lunar, the Silver Star Story Complete. Or excuse me, wow, I don't even know my own games. Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete. That is what that animation was from. Nerdly Man. So when do I start using the VTuber avatar? Oh boy. Fluffy time. Thomas Smith wants to know where the wolves are. The wolves are coming. Yaltis, how you doing? Oh, you passed out with the stream on? I got you. That's alright. It was a long stream, and it was definitely full of a lot of mithril nonsense. DC Bueller will unfortunately just be lurking because you're watching movies with a friend, but hope we have a fun streamery today, folks. Thanks, DC Bueller. I appreciate that. I'm sure today will be interesting. I was alluding to this the other day. This is Chapter 4. This is the elusive Chapter 4 of Gabriel Knight 2. So I just want to say in advance, if you like history, you're going to have a lot of fun. If you don't, I apologize. Please stick with us. I will try to make this interesting. This is the biggest okay, if there's a grind in a point-and-click game, this is the grind. Normally, when we say grind, you're thinking fighting enemies and getting experience, getting gold, or getting mithril like we were last night in Shining Force. No. Gabriel Knight 2, the grind is research. So get ready. Get ready. We're gonna test out my streaming ability here to see if I can make Chapter 4 more exciting. The grind is figuring out where to go. Yeah, you're not kidding about that either. In this game, though, I'll tell you, for the most part, you pretty much... Like, it guides you mostly. You usually can figure it out. There's just a couple of those tough puzzles. Like, Chapter 1 had the tape recorder puzzle. Chapter 3 had that freaking clock. Like, how are you supposed to know that? But most of the game is just that you'll kind of figure out where you probably have to go. Tiffy says you're all researched out. Taxes suck. Taxes do suck, the Tiffy. Is that what you were doing this week? Oh, you were right up against the deadline, right? Was it like April 15th, I think, or something? I'm glad you got it figured. That can be a slog. Can definitely be a slog. I had a really awesome clip that Soda Pagoda, I think it was Soda Pagoda that did this, was kind enough to clip last night called The Weeds. And I totally intended, before the stream started, to add a silver redemption for the Weeds. But, oh, for next year, the Tiffy, I got you. But unfortunately, my computer wanted to force an update for Windows 10, because I run it in a virtual machine. So I only run it when I do this. And it caused me to have a 15-minute period where I could have been making that redemption, but instead, I walked my dog. I'm sorry. We'll get that in there for the Wednesday stream, I'm sure. Okay, shall we begin? The game music's a bit louder than my voice, says the Tiffy. Okay, let's fix that. We will bring down the decibels to 3. Let me know if this sounds better, or if you think I should go a little bit lower on the desktop audio.
Nice view of the Alps.
Yeah, I have this optimized for when I'm playing game consoles, emulators and such, but for PC, it uses desktop audio, so it's always a bit of a balance. What I really should do is get some advanced audio mixing in here so that it pulls out the Windows 10 virtual machine from the rest of my desktop audio, but I'm lazy. I feel like doing it right now. Okay, so let's see. Let's remember where we are, everybody. Where we last left off, we had just finished up the clock puzzle, and we talked to everyone at the Hunt Club, and then Gabriel Knight had some kind of night out with Von Glauer. We don't know exactly what that was like, but he got home, and a wolf was watching him. And then Chapter 4 began with Grace Nakamura back here in Schloss Ritter, the Rittersberg Castle. If I can leave the game and turn me up a smidge, that would be better on my end. It won't let me turn my... Oh, let me rephrase that. Let me look. Hold, please. Because in OBS, my microphone's all the way at max, but that doesn't mean that I'm all the way at max over here. Yeah, multiplayer, I actually do have a compressor filter and a noise gate, for that matter, set up. But whenever I play, for some reason, I have it, like, I think pretty close to perfect when it comes to everything else I stream. But when I'm streaming PC, it's not the same. And so whenever I adjust this, the problem is then it breaks everything else. So I'm just trying to remember anything I change, exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, my microphone volume is at max right now, the Tiffy. So anything I do to make myself louder will have to be to lower the desktop audio. All right, I'm going to go down to -4. All right, hopefully that's better. So we moved it from -2 to -4. I'm going to jot a little note down to myself that I did that so that I know to get back up for Shining Force 2. Moved mic from -2 to -4. Appreciate the feedback, my friends. So that's better, the Tiffy? Let's see. We're probably supposed to go in the library first. We'll always check the library whenever we start with Grace, just to see if there's any additional research to be done. Because it's easy to miss that stuff if you're not watching for it. So we'll start here. So here we go. Chapter 4.
I wish I could read these biographies of Ludwig. Wait a minute. Ludwig II, fairy tale king of Bavaria. I didn't see this before.
Was that there before?
Yep, English. Huh.
Is the game pulling a switcheroo on us, chat? Does anybody remember seeing that the first time? Yeah, one of these things is not like the others. Alright, well, let's read about Ludwig, the fairy tale king of Bavaria, aka the Mad King Ludwig. By Sir Richmond Chapel. Sir Richmond Chapel, that's interesting.
Ludwig remained throughout his life both very bright and very naive. He was an introvert who seemed to be constantly out of sync with traditional views of rulership, money, and human relationships. The world ever failed to match his ideals. Perhaps this was a fault of his sheltered upbringing as future king. He never was introduced to the real world, and the real world failed to interest him as an adult. In his youth, Ludwig was in fine physical condition and loved to hike alone in the Alps and ride horses. He had a hunting lodge, Schahen, specifically for this purpose. Unfortunately, in 1872, a rather traumatic hunting accident befell the king at Schahen, and his leg was cruelly damaged.
That sucks.
He never fully recovered from this incident, and his hiking and riding ceased. His physical health deteriorated from that time on, and explains why he looked so unhealthy in later years. A hunting accident?
But was it a hunting accident? Dun, dun, dun. Let's keep reading.
Other than his long-standing friendship with the Empress Elizabeth of Austria and with his mother, The relationships Ludwig attempted with others were nearly always a disappointment for him and a bewilderment for his partners.
Yeah, that's Tiffy, exactly.
He would become obsessed with someone, a singer, an artist, a nobleman or a peasant, and would bombard them with gifts, praise, and favors. When they would fail to return the depths of rapturous passion he required, the singular adoration and humble obedience he expected, he would grow disappointed and cut himself off from them. The objects of his interest were occasionally women, usually ones he fell in love with after seeing them in idealized roles on the stage, but they were more often young men who fit his fantasies of the heroic sagas like Lohengrin and Parsifal that he so loved.
So there was some kind of accident, and then he got kind of obsessed with people, bombarding them with gifts, and get really kind of emotional, and so that's interesting. Yeah, so do you notice that the Tiffy, like, she starts talking and it sounds fine, and all of a sudden her voice gets all tinny. Like, I think that might be, it's either a combination of they recorded their lines at different times, or they realized they couldn't fit enough of this on the disc, because it was 6 discs, this game. It was in 6 CDs. So they, like, took the wave, because it was, I don't think any of it was compressed audio. It was all WAV files. So they probably, like, changed it from, like, 44 kilohertz to 22 or 11 or something like that. That's what it sounds like to me, anyway. Or it's puberty.
A good example of the king's obsessive behavior in relationships is the following letter from the Königlich Bayerische archives, which this author was privileged to access. It is dated 1864, and it was written by Ludwig's manservant, Paul, to a friend. The king has been in high mood these days. The reason, of course, is a new interest. Thursday last, the king attended a performance of Lohengrin in the Wittelsbacher Theater. He came back in a fever, demanding that a man be found. The man, it was gathered, had been sitting in a box across from Ludwig and had drawn the king's attention by his beauty and his deep emotional response to the performance. The king declared that here at last is a sensitive soul. The man was tracked down and brought in for an audience. Upon my word, never have I seen any mind so in line with His Majesty's own. They discussed Wagner and France and Byron and all manner of things until long past dawn. The young man, beautiful indeed to look upon, met the king's enthusiasm and knowledge bit for bit.
So who's that man?
His Majesty has been in the thick of it ever since, and while I welcome his good temper, I grow tired of fetching letters back and forth to Louis, so called by His Majesty, that should tell you who the young man looks like, at all hours of the night. This author has not been able to learn much about Louis,
Who was Louis?
but he was known to have been a seemingly high-bred foreigner, and he was involved with Ludwig as late as 1880, when he fell into disfavor.
Interesting. So the Tiffy, that only works if the game is split into a data track and then Red Book audio. Some discs were like that, some discs were not. Gabriel Knight 2 was not one of them. The way Gabriel Knight 2 worked is everything was data, but the audio happened to be waves within the data. And so what you could do, they made extractors where you literally could just run a program to extract the Sierra resource files, and it would decompress, because I shouldn't say decompress. It was just like, think zip compression. Like, it wasn't audio, it wasn't lossy quality compression. It was lossless quality compression, like a zip file or a RAR file. So you would just decompress the resource file, and out would pop all the data and the WAV files. But in order to fit it, they had to make, I think a lot of the waves were not 44 kilohertz quality, if I recall correctly. Otherwise, all of the audio would have usurped the disc. So they had to lower the frequency of the waves so that it wouldn't take up as much space. Hope that makes sense. This was before like MP3s were really a thing. Like MP3 was a very new technology in 95 and 96. So I hope that helps. This one's a banger.
The king, especially later in life, felt a great deal of guilt about his sensual nature. His diaries are full of repentant entries begging God for forgiveness and swearing to remain pure. In many of the diary entries, he swears to abstain from sexual relations. The number of these oath entries indicate that Ludwig was not very successful in resisting temptation, yet it is also clear that Ludwig was a God-fearing man and that, though his flesh might occasionally fall, he never surrendered his heart and his conscience to sin.
Well, that's the end of the Ludwig book. So now of note is that the Sir Richmond Chapel that wrote this, I kind of remember we probably want to talk to him at some point. I just don't remember how we would
There's
do that.
nothing else on werewolves
Maybe
in the
we're
occult
supposed
section.
to call him?
I'm not sure what other case books would be relevant. Nothing else I can use in the biography section.
So this is all the book stuff's good. So let's go back over here. And let's go see if there's anyone maybe we can call him and ask him more about Ludwig. That may or may not be something we can do yet. That may or may not even be the right way to do it, but we're going to find out.
Who should I call?
Let's see. Can we take the book and put it on the phone to call him?
I'm not sure why I'd want to call the biography's publisher.
All right, so that must be something we can do later. What about... Did we talk to this guy
Bert
already?
Barkley knows more about history than I ever will.
Yeah, I think we called him in chapter 2, right?
Professor Barkley will call when he finds out something.
Yeah, he's going to call us. So, I don't think there's anything else to really do there.
It wasn't worth picking up the first time. I'll write to Gabriel, soon as I have enough info to blow his little investigation out of the water.
That's funny. So, I think what we probably need to do next is I think we need to go see what Gabriel might have sent us. So let's do that. Go in here. I hope everyone's having a good Monday. I'm always having a good Monday because I don't work on Sundays and Mondays generally. So I'm very happy, very relaxed. I wish every day, most people hate Mondays. I wish every day was a Monday. Isn't that weird? Alright, let's go here. I wonder if Gerd is still pissed off at me. Oh, she's not even here.
I wonder what Gerda's up to.
Being angry.
I wonder what Gerda's up to.
Here? I like Monday, says Tiffy. Get time to yourself after the boys are home all weekend. See, I hear that. Multiplayer Dungeon says this game seems pretty quality for an FMV adventure game. You don't see a whole lot. Yeah, Multiplayer Dungeon, I really think, like, even though it got surpassed by, 3D gaming later on, the mid-90s were, like, the time. Like, you had games like Phantasmagoria, Gabriel Knight 2. You had Phantasmagoria 2. A lot of people didn't like it. I loved it. By the way, later today, after my stream, if you want, there's Conversations with Curtis. It's going to be on YouTube, which I really need to paste a link for at some point. But the actor from... The main actor, the person that played Curtis in Phantasmagoria 2, plays Phantasmagoria 1 with the actress that played the lead character of Adrian in Phantasmagoria 1. Both of these were full motion games by the same company, Sierra. So that's happening later today. So after my stream, if you're into this stuff, you definitely recommend catching their stream. I'm gonna try my best to jump in there when I'm done too. They usually stream a little after I stream on Mondays. I usually do it every week. Okay, so let's go here. But yeah, and of course, Multiplayer Dungeon, the other thing is in order to get the quality to look like this, they split this across 6 discs. And Phantasmagoria split it across 7 discs. Like, that's crazy, right? I think Phantasmagoria might hold the record for, like, the most discs.
Secure all positions! Here we go!
Gerda's being a real pig about those car keys.
Full ahead.
Here.
Next stop, Zophar's domain.
Delta Wolf, thank you so much for the follow, for joining the realm and the domain. Your support is greatly appreciated. We've had a real explosion of support, which I really appreciate, everybody. I don't know if you take a look in the lower right corner. We're up to 179 subs. I set the April sub goal to be 200 a couple of days ago when we had like 110 or 115 subs. It's April 4th and we're up to 179. That's just amazing. I appreciate you all. And now I got to figure out, because we're probably going to end up hitting that goal way before the end of the month, the way we're trending. So thank you. I think we're going to go and check the post office next and see what Gabriel has probably sent us. Probably over here. Grüß Gott.
Guten Tag. Grüß Gott, Frau Nakamura. Ich habe etwas für Sie.
Oh, it's a letter.
Oh, it's from Gabriel. Ja, das ist vom Schattenjäger. Ja.
No, I think you... Gabriel is a working partner and...
Look at the face.
Never mind. Danke.
Bitte, brauchen Sie noch etwas?
Yeah, so that tension kind of goes along for a while until they'll end. Well, I don't want to spoil the other games or game. Nothing else we need to do.
My
right?
German isn't good enough for chit-chat. Danke.
Bitte.
Okay. So now we need to read the letter. That's not the letter. That's the letter. Grace Nakamura. Look, no return address. What a jerk.
Gracie, you decided to come over. That's great. Good and tag and all that. I'm sure you and Gertie are hitting it off. Thanks for finding the werewolf book. I'm not sure what it all means, but it might be useful. About Ludwig II, you know, I think you might have something there. Ubergrau says there are 2 places you should check out. Ludwig had a castle called New Swan something, and there's a museum about him at Year in Chemistry. Something like that. I really think you should spend some time looking into it.
Year in chemistry and New Swan something. That's great. Guten Tag and all that. He's such a douche.
Don't
Love
worry.
it.
Things are going very smoothly this time around. I've tracked a suspect to a hunt club run by a man named Von Glauer. He seems okay, but I'm sure there's something going on with at least one of the others. Don't worry, though. I met a police detective named Lieber, so I have backup. I'll be finished soon. Sit tight and enjoy your visit till I get there. Gabriel.
What does he think? I'm on vacation here? And no address. Thank you very much, Mr. Knight.
Womp womp womp. Well, that was not incredibly helpful. Alright, so now let's see. Maybe we go to Golden or Low, the bar, and go check out what's going on in there. See what Herr Huber has to say.
Herr Huber?
Yes?
Gabriel's case.
I was wondering if you've changed your mind about telling me where Gabriel is. It's really important.
No. Sorry.
Womp womp.
Thanks.
Bitte?
It's like, help me. No. Thanks. That's the interesting stuff with the FMV games.
I don't have anything to say to Herr Huber at the moment.
Let's see, did we already do this?
King Ludwig II of Bavaria.
Yeah, I got Ludwig everywhere. Look at this.
So that's King Ludwig II of Bavaria.
What about this little... Yeah,
I have no idea what that says. Looks old, though.
It looks old. Old. All right, how about the Smiths? Let's talk to them. See what they got going on.
Hello there, dear.
Hi, I'm Grace Nakamura from the castle. Am I interrupting?
Heavens, no.
Have a seat, Miss Nakamura.
Well, I might. For a moment.
Isn't this nice? We just finished our breakfast. Do you want something?
No, thanks.
Good for you. I can never turn down food myself. Now you just tell us all about it, Sugar Pie.
Well, let's talk about themselves.
You mentioned the other night that you were a demonologist. What is that exactly?
Well, it's not as bad as it sounds,
creepy
honey.
music.
What Emma and I really do is to help protect people.
Protect them from what?
Well, do you believe in the devil, Miss Nakamura?
I believe in good and evil, if that helps.
Oh, but Satan and his demons are real, and they will attack the living. And most folks don't know what to do once they've been attacked. We try to help protect people.
How can you protect people from demons?
Best protection is faith in God, of course. But sometimes faith isn't enough. Sometimes we have to delve into the supernatural in order to protect others. Your Schottenjoggers are just the same.
Yes, Mr.
We
Piggy.
are?
Hi, by
I
the
mean-
way.
He is?
Of course. The warriors of light are rare these days, but they do exist all around the globe.
That's interesting. I just read about a group called Manos del Sol in Brazil. So the Ritters aren't the only Schottenjägers.
Well, they're probably the only ones to use that title, but others have been chosen for the battle.
Yeah, the Beehive is pretty epic. Just so you know, for those that are coming in to watch this for the first time, you'll find that when the dialogue scenes are happening, just so I don't talk over them, because it's sometimes you'll miss important information. I might respond to you with like nods, or I might just type in the chat. But in between, I'll talk. Most of the games I play are not like this, but any games that have like heavy dialogue, I'll usually shut up unless there's something really silly that I want to comment on, and I usually just chat about it. Because I don't want to like talk over the epic dialogue. Let's talk about Ludwig II.
Do you know anything about King Ludwig II?
Sure, we saw his castles, didn't we, Mother?
We sure did. Why do you ask?
Well, I found a letter in the Schottenegger library warning Ludwig about the Black Wolf.
Who wrote the letter?
One of Gabriel's ancestors, a Schottenegger.
Seems like whoever was using me as a megaphone helped you find that letter. Perhaps you should follow the path something's pointing at. Look into Ludwig.
I intend to.
So our demonologist friends believe we should look into Ludwig. So Gabriel's saying it because he's trying to send her on a wild goose chase, but the Smiths believe there is something behind the Ludwig stuff. So it looks like our journey is going to take us to at least one of those Ludwig castles. Yeah, multiplayer dungeon. Again, really appreciate the support from all of you. It's absolutely amazing, and I had no idea like we were going to get this much support this soon. I started streaming, what was it, like January 10th, January 11th, something like that? Yeah, it hasn't even been 3 months yet. Absolutely incredible. Thank you all. Time to talk about the Black Wolf.
The other night you said something about the Black Wolf. What did you mean? Where did you hear that name?
I wasn't the one talking.
I don't understand.
Well, that's quite all right. The point is, it would be a very good idea to answer those questions, and we must work together to do so. Of course I'll help you, Pumpkin. I'd like to know myself, wouldn't I? It isn't every day one's taken over by a disembodied spirit, and I don't much care for it, thank you.
You're not talking about a seance, are you?
Oh, heavens no.
Thank God.
Emma's right. I'm much better at tarot cards. I can read for you or for someone else if you prefer.
It sounds like we're going to have to do a little tarot reading soon. Let's ask a little bit more about the Black Wolf first.
Are you sure you don't know anything about the Black Wolf?
I never did, dear. I told you. Really, you mustn't confuse the vessel with the voice. All I remember was seeing a very bright flash like lightning. Next thing I knew, Emma had me outside. Whatever it was very powerful. Very powerful.
Very powerful. All right, let's do a little tarot reading. I actually have somewhere over here, I have a kind of set of tarot cards from Curse of Strahd, for those of you that are into Dungeons & Dragons. Actually have them right over here. Hang on a sec. Except they don't call them tarot, they're taroka or tarokas. It's basically the Curse of Strahd version of tarot cards. Have I ever opened this? I don't think I've ever opened this before. Let's see. You got like, the idea being like in game in Dungeons and Dragons, you can actually like use these cards creatively to make your campaign more interesting. Pretty good quality too. But they're not the traditional tarot cards. In this game, you're actually going to get to see, I think, some traditional tarot cards coming right up. They're very shiny, Tiffany. They're very shiny. So let's pop these in here. That's your Curse of Strahd Taroka or Taroka cards. So let's do a tarot reading.
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to do my tarot reading.
Sometimes multiplayer.
Don't you worry now. I know what I'm doing.
Here we go. Let the tarot begin.
Push your vital energies into the cards.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Tiffy. There's a zillion different ways to do it.
This is your soul card. That which applies to all of your lifetimes. It's the Empress. Oh, that's a good one.
What's it mean?
It means that your soul's journey is one of leadership. There's great strength here, and intelligence. This card represents what you're like in this lifetime. It's the Chariot. self-discipline, control. You need to feel you have a plan, that you're testing your abilities. The Chariot's very masculine. In combination with the Empress, it tells me that you're currently exploring your male side. You will seek out great achievement, but it does have its price.
Doesn't sound anything like me.
Yes, dear. The third card represents the other. You pulled the Magician.
Ooh.
Who is he, dear?
Excuse me?
Your other, the Magician. Oh, this is a very powerful card. Major Arcana.
My other?
Everyone has an other. Let's see. I bet it's the Schottenjäger. What's his name?
The Schottenjäger? Gabriel Knight.
A name of power. He is powerful, this one. The Magician is dexterous and cunning, mischievous and manipulative.
That's Gabriel, all right.
And very strong with magical and occult powers. Now this is interesting because your card, the Chariot, is all logic and reasoning, while his, the Magician, is spiritual and intuitive. You two are quite a pair.
Fluffy powerful.
The fourth card shows what you're trying to achieve at this moment, your immediate destiny. It's the Strength or Lust card.
Lust?
Not that kind of lust, dear. It's a trial card, finding the strength to continue some difficult journey. It also represents the integration of conflicting energies. That must be your Chariot and his Magician energies. Strength also means bonding those energies, loving without judgment, learning to love the beast.
Uh-huh.
Love the beast within.
What is this trial, dear? Do you know?
Well, Gabriel and I are involved with a case right now.
It will be a hard time. You must let your love give you power. Use the positive energy of your union or you may not succeed.
I think you have the wrong idea. Gabriel and I just work together.
Yes, dear. But if I might just suggest, when you're facing negative forces, the positive energy of love is a very vital weapon. You make yourself vulnerable when you resist your own tools.
Well, that's been helpful.
I hope so, dear.
That's been helpful. She's like, I don't believe this crap. But what about Gabriel's tarot? Can we read his?
Maybe we should do a reading for Gabriel.
Oh, let's! It's a little like spying on someone unawares, but what the heck?
What the heck?
Reach out to the cards
Yes,
and think
dear.
about his essence.
Stop, Ginger Pepsi. Think about his essence.
His soul card is the Magician. Yes, dear. It reflects your other exactly.
Well, maybe, but I'd rather hold out for David Copperfield.
And his lifetime card? Oh, goodness. The Lovers.
You mean the sole purpose of his life is in his pants? Doesn't surprise me.
Yeesh.
It's not what you think, dear. It's a duality card. As a lifetime card, it refers to Gabriel's own duality. Good versus evil, physical pleasure versus spiritual growth, that kind of thing.
Pleasure.
His challenge is to integrate the conflicting parts of himself. Until he does, he'll never find peace. And you will find peace when you acknowledge all of him. Find a way to love the worst as you already love the best.
You're really reaching.
Mother.
His other is the High Priestess.
Let me guess. That's me, right?
No, dear, it's not. The High Priestess represents psychic mysteries, deep wisdom. This is a very different energy from your earthy one. This must be our connection. To the voice, dear! Someone is trying to communicate with Gabriel. This force is represented by the High Priestess.
Look at her.
That's not much help. What about the Black Wolf?
But it is a help, dear. The High Priestess is a spiritual guide card if ever there was one. The message must have been a warning.
If this force is connected to Gabriel, and if he's so very psychic, then why doesn't it just go to him? Why say it to me?
Maybe Gabriel's blocked. Maybe he's purposefully blocking. There is that duality business. Let's go on and see if it becomes clear. The fourth card, remember, represents the current situation.
Which is...
death.
Oh. Nothing to worry about then.
Now you just leave interpretation up to me, Sugar Pie. It's a transformation card, dying to one thing and being born to another. It is painful, but it isn't necessarily bad. Two of Wands. Oh my.
What?
A 2 is not good here. Wands is Mars in Aries. That's a war card. In conjunction with the death card, there are 2 possible transformations.
2 transformations?
Yes, dear. Gabriel is waging a spiritual battle. The transformation might be good or evil. That must be the purpose of the High Priestess. She's trying to guide him.
So you think he really might be in danger?
Oh, yes, dear. Gabriel's very essence is at stake.
Yeah.
If he takes the wrong path with his powers, Emma and I will stay in town. You must let me know if anything else happens that we can read for clues.
Yeah.
Let the Force use you.
He became a what wolf?
I'd better go.
Anytime you need us, stop by.
And be careful.
So it's like, okay, it's all
Thanks.
good. Stop by. See you later. Bye. See, the thing with these FMV games is because it's like you can choose what order you go in. Some of the scene transitions are so freaking jarring. Well, that was informative, chat. So what have we learned here?
I don't have anything else to
We
say to the
learned,
Smiths right now.
if you believe in any of that stuff they just talked about, that Gabriel is going to have to make some kind of choice. He's going to transform into something good or something evil. Good thing Zophar, Lord of Darkness, is guiding him. So
I don't have anything to say to Herr
it's
Huber
gonna
at the
get
moment.
fluffier here. Fluffy. All right, I think we're done in the bar. Let's see. Can we talk to the town hall dude? Maybe. Duality, transformation, 2 possible paths. Damn, yeah, it's deep, right? It's getting heavy. Let's see if this dude has anything to say.
Guess they're closed.
That's unfortunate. It must be Saturday. Alright, so let's exit here. And let's go see what's going on in the church, maybe. Up here. And then in here. And then upstairs here. And we'll go up here. It's Gerda.
Gerda's here. I wonder what she's up to.
What might she be doing? You got it, Tiffy. So it would appear that Grace completely screwed up and misjudged that whole situation in Chapter 2. Look at her face. She's like, oh, Jesus.
Oh my god. Gerda was in love with Wolfgang.
Oops. Oops. So, a little backstory for those that haven't played Gabriel Knight 1, since we didn't play 1 first, we launched right into 2 for the stream. Gabriel Knight 1, Ludwig is Gabriel's grandfather. I think it's grandfather. And he ends up dying. I mean, that's not a spoiler. You're looking at it. He's dead. There he is, dead. And that's how Gabriel inherited Schloss Ritter from Wolfgang Ritter. So now think back to Chapter 2. Did they kill Ludwig? You just have to find out about Ludwig. It gets crazy. But basically what the game is saying now is that Gerda was in love with Wolfgang, and that, remember that passage between their rooms? Like, you get it now? So Grace thought that she was doing whatever with Gabriel, that they were having a whatever. She was totally wrong. So that whole argument and fight and tension between them, that Grace was jealous, it was over nothing. It had nothing to do with any of that. It was Wolfgang.
Boy, do I feel stupid or what.
So now, you gotta try to make it right. How do you make it
I
right?
really should apologize, but I don't want to interrupt her. Maybe there's something else I can do.
So this next part's a little minor puzzle. I figured this one out pretty easily. I just literally just kept retracing my steps and I figured it out. So this won't be too hard. So we're gonna go back to the castle now. Back to Schloss Ritter. Yeah, man, relationships. They're a tough one. They're a tough one. Into Schloss Ritter we go, and we're gonna go upstairs. Cool multiplayer dungeon. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be on streaming next Wednesday at 10 o'clock if you want to catch some Shining Force 2. See you then. We'll do a little savey save here, chat. Go right here. Yes, so the Tiffy, Gabriel inherited Schloss Ritter from Wolfgang, so this castle is his now. Which is, makes it super awkward because he doesn't know what to do with the castle at all, as you can see. And Gerda is kind of now like the caretaker of the castle to help Gabriel with it. And obviously she was living there with Wolfgang because, they loved each other. So, let's see. We probably need to go in here. I remember we have to find a flower. That's what I remember. And I remember there being a flower somewhere in this area. So we're just going to look around. Let me think. This way?
I don't want to go back into Gerda's bedroom. She might catch me in there.
This way?
Grace Nakamura.
No, down here. This was the passageway between Gabriel's room, which remember was Wolfgang's room originally, and Gerda's room. So the idea is she thought that passageway between them was because Gabriel and Gerda were using it to whatever, but actually it was Wolfgang and Gerda. They were able to use that passageway. Oh, okay, I got you, Tiffany, I got you. Yep. It's been in the family, in the Ritter family for generations. So now, if you think back to Chapter 3, when Gabriel was trying to prove that he was a Ritter of Rittersburg, this is what he was trying to prove, that Wolfgang and all the Schottenjägers from all over the years were his ancestors, and he's the latest in a long line of Schottenjägers, or Ritters. Although his name got changed by his father when they moved to New Orleans, and he became Knight instead of Ritter. Americanized version, I guess. Guess he wanted an American last name. Okay, there's roses. Let's go get some. No worries. I'm happy to help clear it up, because this game's storyline is super duper complex. It's very easy to get lost if you miss any of it. Yeah, the Monday streams are very different from my other 4 streams. It's a lot more, I don't know what you want to call it, laid back, but it's quieter. And I like that's the time where I like to play these kind of games. And then we reserve my my Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays for the main game that we're playing, which right now is Shining Force 2. So we got the rose. Let's go check out the rose. A rose by any other name, chat.
They're beautiful, but they won't last long in my coat.
Well, clearly. So we better go do something with them. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, if any of you are on, put them in the cuckoo clock exactly. If any of you, I know Tiffy, it's tough for you because what time you sleep, but on Sunday nights I do start earlier, usually closer to 9, sometimes even earlier. So if you happen to be awake any of the other nights and you want to stop by for a bit, feel free. Definitely a different, a little different vibe the other nights. The other 4 of my streams. All right, so now we're going to go back to Rittersburg, and we're going to go see about those roses to appease Gerda, to make up for basically being a bit of a jerk to her. I hear you, Tiffy. I don't think you're old, by the way. But yeah, it's interesting. Like, I would say the same thing. Like, I have work at so you know my schedule. I work Tuesdays through Saturdays, but I usually start at 7 a.m., which means I have to be up like just prior to 6 a.m., which makes night streams you'd be like, what are you doing? But like, I've made it work. Like, it seems like as long as I finish up the stream by about 1:15 in the morning, I seem to be okay for the next day. And then I'll like, usually when I get home, I'll take a little nap. It's weird. Like, I've figured out a way to make it all work without messing anything up. But it is kind of hindering. Like, I can't really start much earlier than 10 o'clock on the weekdays, and I can't really go that much later than 1 o'clock on the weekdays either. So they're typically 3-hour streams for the days where I have work the next day. The other days, though, like, I can go later Saturday night, I can go later Sunday night because there's no work the next day, and Monday it's during the day anyway. So 3 of the 5 streams I don't really have to worry about work. The other 2 are the ones I've been experimenting around with, finding that perfect balance. So back to Rittersburg. But yeah, I hear you, Tiffy. I hear you. Okay, we're gonna go back in the church.
I really should apologize, but I don't want to interrupt her.
Grab the roses and give her some roses. See, I wouldn't know how the heck to do this. I have a bunch of flowers back here. Here's roses. Sorry, sorry about that. I didn't mean to be a douche. But you know, that's me. I have no style.
That's better, don't you think? I'm so sorry. I was an idiot.
Gabriel and I, we never...
I know. It's my fault. It's Gabriel's fault. He never tells me anything. I don't know why he didn't want me on this case.
Maybe he just...
Don't even try to make excuses for him. Still, he's up to his neck in it, I think. Will you help me out with something?
Of course.
I have to do some research on Ludwig. I want to go see some of his castles.
Take Gabriel's car. There's a map of southern Bavaria in the car.
She keeps the
Ludwig's castles are all marked.
She keeps the keys on her.
Thanks.
What the heck? Be like, I just happen to have Gabriel's car keys right here. Because I didn't trust you. Oh boy. Not awkward at all. Alright, well, hopefully that gets the relationship to be a little better.
I think she wants to be left alone. Grace Nakamura.
Alright, so now we'll go back and we're going to go get Gabriel's car. We're going to get the car. We'll go to the yard to get the car. Maybe travel to Boston.
Gabriel's car keys. He'd have a fit if he knew I had them.
Yeah, he would. What kind of a car is that, do you think?
At least I have the car keys now.
I think it's like a Chevy or something. This would have been the 90s, so. 95. Alright, well, here we go. So you hit hint, obviously, all three of them are things you can do. So now, chat, this is that part of the game that I kind of warned about here. Sorry, my wife is sending me a text message saying, breaking. Opening date announced for Guardians of the Galaxy ride in Epcot. That's cool. Responded back, sweet. Talk to you about that after the stream, hun. Alright, so now this is the part of the game. Yes, all 3 locations in Germany at our disposal. That's right, there's only 3 places you can go, and they're all museums. You know, anywhere else, forget it. You know, not now. So we gotta figure out where we're gonna go. So we're gonna start out with Neuschwanstein, but just like I said, just get ready. This is that part, right? Very efficient, the grotto. Hi, by the way. Hope you're having a great day. So, again, if you love history, you're gonna have fun here. If you don't, I am sorry. I'm gonna try. I'll make commentary. Here we go. This is the part of the game that's like, I'm sure there's been tons of people that like stop here. But if you can get through this, I'm telling you, the game gets so damn good after this sequence. Once you visit the museums, it all starts to fit together and connect, and it gets crazy. So just hang through this with me, Chad, I promise. You get to the other side with me, it's gonna be good. Here we go. Here we go.
Our tour begins in the entry hall. Ludwig II lived from 1845 to 1886. He assumed the Bavarian throne at the age of 18 when his father died. Ludwig's passion was building castles. He built 3 during his lifetime: Linderhof, Herrenchiemsee, and Neuschwanstein. Plans for a 4th castle, Falkenstein, were underway when he died. In addition to his obsession with building, Ludwig also had a passion for classical heroic German mythology, a taste he shared with the German opera composer Richard Wagner. Neuschwanstein is decorated throughout with themes from these stories, most of which directly relate to Wagner's operas.
So, what I will also say here, chat, is if you miss anything in these museums, literally, you forget to click one tour tape or you miss one painting, that game will not let you proceed. And the only way to figure out what you missed is to go back through again and start clicking. That's why we're going to very carefully take our time, one at a time. We're going to click on everything. So here we go.
These scenes seem to tell a story, but I have no idea what story.
Well, it looks like the dude has a hammer and he's making a sword. He's doing the blacksmith thing on the anvil. It's pretty straightforward. This is probably like some royal dude. That's probably a blacksmith. Makes sense to me.
The paintings in this room are from the Siegfried saga.
The Siegfried saga. I can't do a German accent.
I wonder where that door leads.
The closed door leads to the tower, which is not part of the tour. The king was making his way to this very door when he was arrested in 1886.
So Ludwig was making his way to that door, got arrested. So where was he trying to go? What was he trying to do? That's the question. All right, so we looked at that. Literally, we got a pixel hunt, because if we don't do this, it takes one thing. Is this a different painting? Yeah, see? Different painting.
These scenes seem to tell a story, but I have no idea what story.
The paintings in this room are from the Siegfried saga.
So whether or not that would have mattered or not, because the score didn't tick up, we don't know. But it looks like this dude is talking to that dude about what they're going to have for dinner. That's what it is. He's like, hey man, we're going to have some royal pizza. Alright, into the next room. How about here? Check the door tape. Check the tape. Check the tape.
You are now standing in the king's bedroom. The theme of the bedroom is Tristan and Isolde, a tragic love story retold in Wagner's opera. The opera was given its first performance in Munich in 1865, and a 20-year-old Ludwig attended. This is probably the most elaborate and expensive bedroom ever created. It took 14 woodcarvers 4.5 years to create this room. It was this kind of extravagance that bankrupted the king. In the years before his death, he found it increasingly difficult to find money from any source.
By the way, you notice how like the game will pause for a bit while these dudes just kind of, you know, the guards will walk in and out. There's a reason for that. We'll worry about that later. Okay, check the bed.
Maybe Ludwig thought all this luxury would help him sleep. Did they have running water in 1886?
Whoops. Anywhere else we can click here?
Maybe Ludwig...
Nope. We did that already.
Did they have running...
Pixel hunt, pixel hunt, pixel hunt, pixel hunt. Alright, we're dead.
The richly carved bed, with its canopy, resembles a Gothic building in its turrets. The bed's draperies were handmade by dozens of Bavarian seamstresses.
Okay. Well, that's a really nice bedroom. Where next? We talk to her?
I don't think the guards want to be bothered while on duty.
Yes, they did. And in fact, it was so efficient, that piping system, that they ended up getting lead poisoning and went insane and then burned everything down. That's what they say anyway. Well, that's true. I can't click on this painting? Looks like this dude, and she's like holding the hand of the dude, and then this girl's jealous of her and him, and I don't know.
Scenes from the opera Tristan and Isolde.
Okay. How about this one? Clicking, no.
Scenes from the opera Tristan and Isolde.
Tristan something something. Okay. Let's go in here. Pixel hunt, pixel hunt. Rotate. The word plumbing, by the way, hi Dreaming Ring. Thanks for coming on. The word plumbing is literally from the Latin word for lead, but they knew that lead was poisonous. Yeah, that's what's always been weird about it. It's not like they didn't know, but I guess they thought like that as long as they didn't eat it, it would be fine. But even then, no. If I'm not mistaken, didn't they use like lead as sugar? Because lead's supposed to be sweet. Like, didn't they like put it in like their drinks and stuff? I guess they didn't care. But you know, with the whole thing with the lead piping, was what would happen is it would deteriorate over time, and eventually that would seep into the water and you'd go crazy. To this day, they say there's no safe level of lead. Like, there is no number that does not do some kind of damage. Yeah, paint chips. I distinctly remember, I shouldn't even say this on stream, I'm gonna say it. I remember when I was really young, 100% I remember this, that I ate paint chips in my parents' house. The house was built in the 60s. Maybe that's how I wound up. Woo! I definitely remember, because I remember doing it because the paint tasted sweet. So it's gotta be lead, right? So bad. Oh boy. That explains a lot, right? If it hadn't been for my parents letting me, they didn't know. But if it hadn't been for my parents living in a house with lead paint on the walls, maybe I would not have created Zophar's domain. Maybe I wouldn't have had that idea. Now maybe the lead makes you, a little loopy in some areas, but maybe it unlocks potential in others. I'm so, going off on a total tangent here.
The miracle of the Grail.
Yep, they did. Lead had so many uses. The problem was, it slowly kills you. It's great for everything except you'll eventually die if you keep using it. No big deal. That's worth it, right? Right? They had lead solder, lead pipes, lead sweetener, so many things. Yeah, maybe it gave me superpowers, the grotto. We watched it.
The miracle of the Grail.
Yeah, we did that. Oh, the whole Grail thing becomes important in Gabriel Knight 3, by the way. This is a bit of foreshadowing. We'll probably play Gabriel Knight 3 on stream at some point. It's not full motion video, it's a 3D point and click.
These linens look seriously expensive
So it's closer
and
to the
seriously
first one.
old.
And seriously old. Where else? How about this?
These linens look seriously expensive and seriously old.
Exactly, Thomas Smith backwards, exactly. Just like the comic books foretold. Imagine making plumbing out of sugar. Yeah, that'd be something.
I don't think the guards want to be bothered while on duty.
I'm just so worried, like, I'm gonna miss something, because if I miss just one thing, we literally have to go back through the rooms and start clicking everywhere again, because you're not gonna know what you missed.
These linens look...
Alright. Oh, see what I mean?
I'm surprised people don't sit in these chairs when the guard's not looking.
That's what I'm talking about.
These linens look seriously
I don't know
expensive
what's important
and
what's
seriously old.
Death sugar. Ginger Pepsi says, you don't know how true this is, but there's a theory that older segments of the population in the U.S. are lead damaged from pre-unleaded gas times. Maybe. That would explain a lot. Would explain a lot. I mean, look at the crazy stuff that happened in, like, Flint, Michigan, and, like, just lead is bad business. And yet, like you said, we've known since ancient times that lead is poisonous.
The swan motif
Use it anyway.
is featured throughout the castle, but it is particularly prominent in this
I think
room.
so, Dreaming Ring.
Both the swan and the lily were symbols Ludwig associated with himself. They represented his ideals of majesty and purity. The painting behind the swan shows Lohengrin's arrival.
Lohengrin's arrival. Who was that? I guess that's the... There's the
More
swan.
swans.
Nice emoticon. Alright, now here's the thing, chat. Eventually, remember, we have to go back, because there were those two different rooms. And if we don't go back, we will miss a section. We have to remember to go back to that other room. Just to be clear which room I'm talking about, chat. This room here we haven't done yet. We're not going to go back to that just yet. We're going to keep moving forward. Otherwise, I will forget which way I'm going. Oh, it's a grotto.
I can almost picture Ludwig in here. I wonder what he really dreamt about in this room.
This is a reproduction of the grotto from the Tannhäuser saga.
It is.
In such places, Ludwig could pretend he was one of his beloved mythic heroes. As the grotto personifies, the castles were solitary playgrounds built for Ludwig alone. He believed the masses were too coarse to appreciate fine art, and he seldom entertained guests. In fact, Ludwig had a standing order that upon his death, the castles were to be destroyed. Fortunately, the estate was in such debt that the castles were opened for paying tours only weeks after Ludwig's death. They haven't closed since. It is one of the great ironies of Ludwig's story that the castles that he was thought insane for building are now considered Bavaria's finest treasures. They have paid for their construction many times over.
Here comes another guard. So yeah, the Tiffy was asking about this before, that this matters later, not yet, but you have to pay attention to where the guards are.
I don't think the guards want to be bothered while on duty.
Yeah. It's just a grotto, not the grotto. The grotto one. The grotto believes they are a solitary playground. It is you. Alright, so we're gonna go in here. And look at some paintings. Okay, nothing to type.
The study paintings depict scenes from the Tannhäuser saga and the Wartburg castle.
Oops.
The study paintings depict scenes from the Tannhäuser saga and the Wartburg castle. The study paintings depict scenes from the Tannhäuser saga and the Wartburg castle.
We saw these three paintings. What's in here?
I doubt there's anything left in there now. Besides, the guard would kill me if I touched it. Pretty nice place to work. Pretty nice place to work. Pretty nice place to work.
So I guess there's nothing else on this part, right?
Pretty nice.
Yeah, okay. Did we come from this way or this? Shoot. Uh-oh. Chad, I'm getting messed up here on which way I was going. Did I come from here or did I come from here? I came from... see what I mean? Look. We're getting turned around. Used car keys on priceless antique. Alright, now we're good. This is a bit of a programming error. It looks like you can click on this stuff, but you actually can't. There's actually... I shouldn't say programming error. I think there's a reason why you can't do this right now, because there's a puzzle in here later. But they probably should have made it so at this point in the game you can't do that.
The hunters tracked down Engelhard and Hildegunde.
I'm not going to go there.
I don't think the guards want to be bothered while on duty.
Engelhard courts Hildegunde.
Engelhard courts Hildegunde, okay. About this one.
Engelhard and the blacksmith.
A blacksmith? Who's the blacksmith? What's in this room? Nothing. Look here.
There must be a story behind these wolf paintings.
It's a wolf.
What story?
What's the tour tape say?
This is the final room of our tour, the Singer's Hall. It was modeled after the Singer's Hall of the Wartburg Castle, where minstrel competitions were held in the 13th century. The hall was built for small private concerts, but Ludwig himself never gave one here. It is said that during the last few years of Wagner's life, he came to Neuschwanstein frequently and performed for the king alone in this room. The hall is probably best known for its enigmatic wolf paintings. The original paintings were from the Parsifal saga, but in 1882, Ludwig had them replaced, supplying the description and titles of the new paintings himself. While all the other rooms in the castle show scenes from Wagner's operas, the scenes in this room are not from any opera that anyone can identify. It is yet another of the many mysteries associated with the life of the fairy tale king.
Ooh, so what do we think about this, chat? So we got these wolf paintings. No one knows what they're supposed to be for, what they're from, because there was no wolf opera, like all the other rooms where there was operas for all of them. There was no wolf opera. So what are these paintings?
There must be a story behind these wolf paintings. But what story?
Gabriel Knight 2! Why is there a cave right next to a fancy room? That's why. That's why. Rain says the combination is pronounced Oi. So Hoiser. Anywhere else we can look, chat? What's this?
I don't think the guards want to be bothered while on duty.
Just want to make sure there's nowhere else to click. I think we hit everything. Right? So what's this way? Oh, another side.
Nice view of the Alps.
Ludwig's childhood castle, Hohenschwangau, is visible from the lookout in the Singer's Hall.
Cool. Let's do a little savey save here. More paintings? Yep.
The death of Engelhard.
No, Engelhard. Wait a minute. Why is she holding a wolf? Wait a minute. The death of Engelhard. We know what Engelhard looked like. She's holding a wolf. What kind of opera is this supposed to be, chat?
The wedding feast of Hildegunde and the Baron.
And the Baron, huh? Okay. Saw that one. Is anything? No. About this. This is something.
Hildegunde's imprisonment.
No, see the Tiffy, that's Gabriel Knight 3. It really is. 1 is voodoo, 2 is werewolves, and 3 is vampires, just so you know. 4 was supposed to be ghosts, but then, you know, Sierra folded. I really hope they make a 4 one day. They leave the story on such a cliffhanger in 3, it drives me nuts. It's like worse than Shenmue with the way it ended. It's like, what happens? Oh, are you kidding me? Really, man? Really, man? Really? I could've just... I never knew you could do that. Do you see this, chat? You can literally look at it, all the paintings, like from the beginning, all the way through. Huh. Yeah, rest in peace. Mr. Figgy, Jane Jensen is still around, that's true. No doubt hoping one day to get the chance to finish the series. I really hope so. I just don't know how to help. Like, they've tried to, like, done, like, Save Gabriel Knight and GK4, but there's just, every time she tries, there's not enough interest. It's a shame. Like, she redid Gabriel Knight 1, I don't know if you remember that a couple years ago. Pinkerton Road, I think, or Pinkerton Studio, something like that. Which I bought, I did buy it. It was good. But because of this, they lost all the voice actors. So no Tim Curry, and no Leah Remini, and no Michael Dorndorf. All of them were not in the remake, the remaster, so... And that was like a big part of Gabriel Knight 1, was the amazing voice actor. All them. So, you wonder how viable it would be to make any realistic point-and-click nowadays. You still can, but they're very niche. Like, you don't see, like, a major release of this stuff anymore. It's just... everybody's playing Call of Duty and other games that I just will not ever play. Because I find them boring as hell. If you like Call of Duty, by the way, that's totally fine. It's not for me. But, yeah, it's a shame. These games were great, and you don't see them as much anymore. But, yeah, Rain, yeah, they're still around, but they're just not... Like, you're not going to see them advertised on TV or, like, you know, a lot of marketing money put into them. You just have to find them yourself. But they still exist, you're right. Yeah, to capture people's attention. Well, that's the thing, Grotto. The Gabriel Knight series, if you stick with this, there's some crazy stuff in here. Like, I don't want to spoil if you... I don't know how many of you have actually played this game to the end. You know what? That's a great poll. We're going to take a poll. I am kind of curious to know. Let's start a poll. Manage poll. New poll. Have you ever played GK2? That's Gabriel Knight 2. Yep. Beat it. Yep. Never beat. Nope. Never played. And this will be a 10-minute poll, because we're going to keep playing while it goes. And there we go, chat. There's your poll. Besides, you play Elden Ring. I tried to play Elden Ring. I played it like for 2 hours one day, and then I asked chat in a bunch of streams if anyone wanted me to play it, and I was like, nope. Here's the thing, though. From Software games are very torturous, so the game's fun, but frustrating and agonizing and rage-inducing. But like, if you get past that, like, just, it looks great, the monsters are crazy, there's a story, but you really have to work to find what the story is. I find that stuff interesting. You know, so, yeah, From Software is in a different category for me, Rain. There's all retro stuff, and then there's From Software games. And I do like both, but I don't really beat them, except for Demon's Souls. The only From Software game I've ever played to the end. And I got a lot of help from Fightin' Cowboy of YouTube. Like, I watched all his walkthroughs, like 30 hours of videos straight through to like literally I'm sitting here watching him, and then I'll pause it, and then I'll try to recreate it in the game, and then like 2 hours later I accomplish what he did in 4 minutes, then on to the next segment. Like, it's crazy. If you want to stream it, go for it. Just, you're not really scratching anyone's itch the way you can doing retro stuff. Well, that's the thing, Rain, and you know, my view is I can play that game off stream. Like, I want to have, the stream should be fun for both of us. I should have fun, and you should have fun. If one or the other of us is not having fun, then I'm doing something wrong. So that's why you have not seen a From Software game on stream. But if you really want to see From Software, 1,000 silver, and you can play Zophar Rage. What did I call it? I think I called it Video Demon Rage. And you can go see me rage against Demon's Souls for 10 seconds. Yes, the whole Soulsborne series reign is very old school Nintendo. Like, think of the challenge of stuff like Ghosts and Goblins, Battletoads, like those kind of games. That's what the From Software games are like, but worse. When it comes to challenge, I mean, worse. The games aren't good. The games are great. Yeah, you got it, Tiffy. As in, NES games are really freaking hard, and you just have to kind of deal with it. That is exactly what they are like. 1000%, they are like that. So chat, is there anywhere else to look here? We did this,
This is the
right?
final room of our tour, the Singer's Hall. It was modeled after the Singer's Hall of the Wartburg Castle, where minstrel competitions were held in the 13th century. The hall was built for small private concerts, but Ludwig himself never gave one here. It is said that during the last few years of Wagner's life, he came to Neuschwanstein frequently and performed for the king alone in this room. The hall is probably best known for its enigmatic wolf paintings. The original paintings were from the Parsifal saga, but in 1882, Ludwig had them replaced, supplying the description and titles of the new paintings himself. While all the other rooms in the castle show scenes from Wagner's operas, the scenes in this room are not from any opera that anyone can identify. It is yet another of the many mysteries associated with the life of the fairy tale king.
Alright, so is it the same here?
This is the final room of our
Yeah, it's the
The
same.
hall was built. The hall is
We can skip that. Okay. So we've seen almost everything. We just have to go back to that one room now, right? Is there... How do you... Hold on. I thought that you can... Yeah, it's this way. Okay. So if we go back in, we're going to go to that one area we didn't do, which is this.
It's a beautiful crucifix, ivory and gold. It's a beautiful...
So that... How about this?
That's an unusual depiction of the Madonna.
Yeah, but this.
The stained glass window depicts St. Louis receiving the last sacraments.
Oh, this is great. So far, every single person that's on here has not actually seen the end of this game. It's awesome. You're gonna love it. Stick with this, chat. You stick with this game, I'm telling you, it gets so good. I love the... That's why, like, I'll struggle through, like, this part of the game. I actually love history, by the way. But even this can be a little much, because we're not done yet. Like, even though we're just about done Neuschwanstein, there's more museums that are just like this one.
A king saint?
It's worth
I
it.
wonder if Ludwig pictured himself that way. Or maybe he just wanted to be that way.
It all comes together, chat. It all
The
comes together.
paintings above the altar depict St. Louis surrounded by the seraphim. An interesting side note. For a period of about a year, the Louis images in all three castles were ordered to be covered up with black cloth on the unfathomable whim of the king.
Does sound kind of unfathomable. Alright. Is there anything else in this room we did not see, chat? Anywhere else I can click? Saw that. Saw that. Saw that. Do a little save here. We saw these, right? That should be everything in Neuschwanstein.
Grace Nakamura.
What's up there, Ali Kitsune? PA gang? Are you saying you're from PA also? Dreaming Rain. Looked at Wikipedia for a sec. Apparently Gabriel Knight 1 also had some celebrity voice actors. Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier. I mentioned that when Jane Jensen remade Gabriel Knight 1, she dropped all the voice actors. So Tim Curry, Leah Remini, Michael Dorn, who played Worf in Star Trek. There were a bunch of great actors in the first Gabriel Knight. And you're right, you're not going to find voice actors like that anymore. So when she redid Gabriel Knight 1, she recast all the voice actors because, you know, they're very expensive. Well, and Tim Curry specifically, I don't think it would have worked out. Because Tim Curry, sadly, if you know, he had a stroke a few years back. And so, like, I don't know that he would have sounded the same as Gabriel Knight anymore at this point. But even if he was able to do it, I'm sure it would have been way too expensive. So you'll notice Neuschwanstein is still blinking red. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily that we missed anything, but it might mean that we're supposed to go back there later. I'm not completely certain. I'm trying to remember. I think what's supposed to happen... I think you're supposed to... There's like a... After the museum stuff happens... There's this other sequence, like there's a location that gets unlocked, but I can't shake the feeling we might have missed something. I don't know. Let's go back in there and take one more pass through everything, just in case. I can't be sure we didn't miss something. What's up, Great Red Dragon? Thanks for coming on in. You're having a great day. Is there? Can you look out of here? Like, is there anywhere to? No, hold on. I'm just worried, like, that we're going to end up getting to the end of all this, and we're like, wait a minute, now what do we do? We went through here, right? Saw everything to see. Went through here. We do this?
This is Ludwig's private chapel. The king was a devout Catholic, as were all of the Wittelsbacher rulers. They supported the Roman Church even when other European countries were dominated by Protestantism.
Did we actually click that before chat? Maybe we missed that. That might have been something we missed. Yeah, look, we just got a point. It just ticked up from 291 to 292. See what I'm talking about? That would have stopped us from progressing. That right there. Because we just got a point for it. What if that was it? Nope. There might be more we missed. Oh, God. Yeah, welcome to Chapter 4, everybody. Welcome to Chapter 4. Hi, bus going home? Yeah, I don't think we heard that part. Shit. Now I'm worried. Oh, boy. Alright, let's click all the tour
Our
tapes.
tour begins Ludwig's. In addition...
Because it's possible we missed the
You are
tour
now
tapes.
it was this kind of... This is the king's living room. The tragedy of Ludwig...
So remember, we're watching the points. Oh! 293. We missed that. Let's listen to it again. See what I'm talking about?
This is the king's living room. The walls are decorated with scenes from the Lohengrin saga. The king first saw Wagner's opera Lohengrin when he was 16, and it so affected him that he considered it a form of enlightenment. The tragedy of Lohengrin was his essential loneliness. This too was Ludwig's own fate. Ludwig withdrew more and more into his fantasy world of epic heroes and absolute monarchy. An ideal he was determined to create in his castles if he could not have it in his real life. He only wanted to be alone with his dreams, so much so that even his servants were kept at a distance and were not allowed to look at him.
What were you afraid they'd see?
What were you afraid they'd see? That's important. Yep, that got us a point. And the game's just gently reminding us that the guards are moving around, and that's a thing later. So let's keep looking. And the guard wants to move away. That's fine. You move away, guard, all you like. Tour tape again?
The swan motif is featured throughout the castle, but it is particularly prominent in this room. Both the swan and the lily were symbols Ludwig associated with himself.
I think we saw this part before, right? Just adjust.
They represented his ideals of majesty and purity.
Antsy
The
today.
painting behind the swan shows Lohengrin's arrival.
Pretty sure we saw that already. We did this, right?
Is a reproduction of the grotto
Yeah.
from the Tannhäuser saga. In such places, Ludwig could pretend he was one of his beloved mythic heroes. As the grotto personifies, the castles were solitary playgrounds built for Ludwig alone.
I think we saw this.
He believed the masses were too coarse to appreciate fine art, and he seldom entertained guests. In fact, Ludwig had a standing order that upon his death, the castles were to be destroyed. Fortunately, the estate was in such debt that the castles were opened for paying tours only weeks after Ludwig's death. They haven't closed since. It is one of the great ironies of Ludwig's story that the castles that he was thought insane for building are now considered Bavaria's finest
I
treasures.
think we heard that.
They
Great
have
Red
paid
Dragon.
for their construction many
Appreciate
times
you coming
over.
by to say hello. And look, guard's moving again. We do this?
This is the king's study. Ludwig spent much time at his desk, writing letters, drawing up plans for his projects, and studying his favorite authors. He loved poetry, history,
we saw
his
that already.
reluctance to...
Oh, no, we didn't, because it just ticked up to 294.
This is the king's
Listen to it again.
study.
Oh my god, we
Ludwig
missed a
spent
lot.
much time at his desk, writing letters, drawing up plans for his projects, and studying his favorite authors. He loved poetry, history, and the classics. In later years, he also studied the occult. What affairs of state he did reluctantly attend to were generally attended to alone at his desk in writing. His reluctance to meet with his heads of state and perform the duties of the king were one of the reasons for the charges brought against him in 1886. But Ludwig dreamt of true kingship and a true monarchy, and the small powers left to him after Bavaria's succeeded power to Prussia only incited his disdain and frustration.
Okay. So now we go through here, right? And we definitely did the tour tapes in here. I remember that vividly. I was so adamant. So now, is that everything? We got everything. So you see what would have happened, Chad, is what would have happened is we would have gone and ignored that and kept going through the rest. And then when we got through everything, we'd be like, now what do we do? And literally, we just would have had to do that eventually again. Yes, Ali Kitsune. So this is the toughest, like, this part of the game is the biggest grind. Because this information that you gain here, some of it is very important. Like, interspersed with some of the stuff you learn is, like, super crucial information that if you don't know that stuff, what happens in Chapter 5 and 6 will not make sense. But the way it's presented is, you know, it's a bit of a slog. You know, there's no two ways around it. So now we have to decide, are we going to go to Heron Chemistry? Definitely saying that wrong. Worse than Gabriel. Do we want to go there first, or do we want to go to the, I don't know what you call this area here. Oh, it's Rittersburg. Yeah, we're not going back to Rittersburg. We can't do anything there yet. We're going to have to go to Heron Chemistry. So let's go to Heron Chemistry. Alright, here's the museum now. Save. And chat, I'm just going to run to the bathroom really quick. I will be right back. Don't change that channel. I am back. Thanks for your patience. Oh, and it looks like the poll is over, and yes, 7 out of 8 have never played, and one of you played but never beat. So yeah, you're gonna enjoy it. Dreaming Rain says it's Heron Kimse. Heron Kimse? Hi. Oh, Tiffy, I'm sorry, that's right. So the when I go on break, sometimes I'll run a quick ad, but subscribers actually won't see the ads the way I have it set. But I'm glad that the ad makes you want cake, pizza, and a milkshake. I don't know what that ad was, but it sounds awesome. Go for a pizza for sure, and a milkshake actually. Cake I don't care so much about. I'd totally go for a pizza. But I'm streaming, so I will not be ordering pizza right now. We're supposed to order sushi and Chinese for dinner, so that could be fun. Oh, I'm getting really hungry now. Damn it. All right, here we go. Let's go, and we probably have to buy a ticket first, right? I think we can... Yeah, we probably have to buy a ticket first. Let's talk about it.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Oh, she looks so happy. So friendly. I'd like to buy a ticket. Or is this the Ludwig Museum? I'll say, is this the Ludwig Museum?
Ist das die Ludwig Museum? Ja, ja. Ludwig der Zweite von Bayern.
Yeah, so Dreaming Rain, we have this place near us that actually does both. And so sometimes I'll have sushi, sometimes I'll have Chinese. It's really helpful if one of us wants one of us wants the other, that we won't have to order from 2 different places. We can all order from the same place, but get different types of food. Works really well. I'd like to buy a ticket.
Ich hätte gern eine Eintrittskarte fürs Museum.
Ja, 8 Mark für eine Ganztagskarte.
Anybody know what she just said? I assume she's telling her how much it is, but I don't know what she actually says. Remember when you paid cash for stuff? Those were the days.
Danke.
Bitte.
Oof. Wow. Why does Grace not get along with anybody? Have you noticed that? She doesn't... her and Gabriel have the ridiculous banter, even though you know she secretly likes him. Her and Gerda, you know, and then her and this one. And she just doesn't like anybody. 8 marks. Right, for Euro currency. Yeah, that was the currency of Germany for a long time, was marks. All right. Well, here we go, chat. Part 2, Chapter 4. Here we are. We'll get through it. We'll get through it together, everyone. And this is another one of those things where you can easily miss stuff, so we just click on it.
July 3rd, 1863. Elizabeth, you can have no idea, dear cousin, how happy you made me. The hours recently passed with you in the railway carriage I consider among the happiest in my life. Never will their memory fade. You gave me permission to visit you at Ischl. If the time comes for this ardent hope to be fulfilled, I shall be of all men upon earth the most blessed. The feelings of sincere love and reverence and faithful attachment to you, which I cherished in my heart even as a boy, makes me imagine heaven upon earth, and will be extinguished by death alone. I beg you with all my heart to forgive the contents of this letter, but I could not help myself. Ludwig.
Aw, he must have really loved Elizabeth. Let's read another. It's a little bit like spying, doesn't it?
Elizabeth frequently gave Ludwig advice on royal conduct, hoping to protect him from unfavorable public opinion. March 1st, 1865. My dearest Eagle, you have not written me in a few months. I have missed you. I often try to imagine what you are doing. I hear tales that you have been on retreat and have not been seen in Munich for some time. I suspect it is this new friend you wrote up so mysteriously that takes you away from home. I hope you are enjoying yourself, my beloved, but I beg you to caution. The people need to see you at the throne. I also hesitate to suggest that what your officials do in your absence may not always be in your own best interest. You have always been a true king, but you must let the people see you to ensure that they don't forget that. E. Your dove.
So already the stage is being set for people thinking that he's a different kind of king, for sure.
Ludwig's friends were concerned for his mental state long before his arrest. June 14th, 1878. My beloved Eagle, in your last letter you spoke so movingly of your torment that I was moved to tears. What is this torment? Why won't you confess to me what is truly troubling you? You must know that I would never despise you, no matter how horrible you believe your sins to be. Please do not write such barbs to my heart by even suggesting such things. If you do not wish to confess to me, at least tell me how I can aid you. I am always your true one, your dove.
So something has really been, was really tearing Ludwig apart and making him really frazzled. But what was it? Yeah, he has fleas. That's what it was. He's like, I got the itch. I got the fleas.
In this letter, dated November 1886, Elizabeth of Austria thanks Bishop Frank for his assistance in helping her fulfill Ludwig's last wishes. She writes that she knows it was an unusual request, but she believes Ludwig had reasons of his own for wishing it to be done. She hopes that his spirit finds peace at last. No further reference to this letter has ever been found. One can only speculate what the last wishes of a cornered and embattled Ludwig might have been.
Interesting.
What were his last wishes?
What indeed?
This place is giving me more questions than answers.
Right? Alright, so that's the panels. Let's do a little savey save here. Behead his corpse? What? Where'd that come from, Tiffany? Oh, that his last wishes. Yeah, maybe. Oh, man. Behead me. I don't want people to see my face. Can't click that. Yes, we can.
She's beautiful. Elizabeth of Austria.
Did you see that? Did I just get a point for clicking her name? She doesn't come back from the dead.
One of Ludwig's few close friends was Empress Elizabeth of Austria. She was a distant cousin of the boy Prince, and he saw her often growing up. Graceful and beautiful, Elizabeth seemed to represent the feminine ideal to the younger Ludwig. Their friendship continued after her marriage, mainly by correspondence. She remained a source of stability for Ludwig throughout his life. In keeping with Ludwig's love of romance and drama, he called her the Dove, and he to her was the Eagle.
So, Die Taube and Den Adler, I guess, right? That's the German up there. That's the dove and the eagle. That's cool. All right. So she's the one that Ludwig was writing to. Those letters. Got it. Let's look at this painting.
Ludwig is Prince Charming. He played the part well.
So he did. All right. I guess we'll go this way now. In here. All right. We got to be careful now, chat. It's very easy, like I said before, to miss stuff. Gotcha. All right. Let's look at this first.
Ludwig's Grand Master Wardrobe from the Knights of St. George.
So, Rain, how do you say that when you see that letter that almost looks like a B, but I know it's not a B, like, how do you pronounce that? I mean, like, my brain wants to say Grobemeister, but obviously I'm sure that's not what it says. Like, what is that letter? Right there. Grobemeister? I don't know how you say it. I assume that means Grandmaster. And this must be Wardrobe. And this must be the Knights of St. Georg. Grossmeister is another way of writing it. Hey, Lena Lazuli. Thanks for coming on in. As you know, we have been playing Gabriel Knight 2 on Mondays, and we're at that part with all of the research. So, Grossmeister. Okay. Let's look at this.
He looks so regal. Why would he give up all of this pageantry and become a recluse?
Perfect.
Ludwig is Grand Master of the Knights of St. George. The Knights of St. George was an aristocratic society dedicated to the acts of chivalry. Ludwig loved the medieval pageantry of the order in his early years, before his increasing reclusiveness drove him to abandon public appearances.
Interesting. So he's very reclusive. Like, everything just says he's just kind of going crazy. But remember, we saw that weird stuff in Neuschwanstein. We saw the wolf paintings, and we saw, nobody knew what opera it was from, and, Ludwig's going crazy, and I don't know.
Ludwig, Grand Master of the Knights of St. George. There's gotta be a connection between all this St. George stuff and Gabriel.
Yeah, there's gotta be. But what is it? What's in here?
Signets and sash pins from the Order of the Knights of St. George. These were worn on Ludwig's uniform, as befitted his rank of Grand Master. They are now the property of the Bavarian Crown Treasury.
Okay.
I wonder if these pins have any symbolic meaning.
It's interesting too what gets us points and what don't. Like, this didn't give us any points.
I wonder if...
Alright, what about this?
Ludwig and Wagner. Ludwig loved the opera of his contemporary Richard Wagner. He helped support Wagner's music through much of his life. Ludwig considered Wagner a close friend, often calling him the Great Friend. Wagner encouraged this infatuation, some believe, for personal gain. Typical artist.
You know the old-timey way of writing S that looks like F without a crossbar? Yes, actually. Thou shalt not sing karaoke. It's written S at the ends of words and now everywhere, but that merged into... So what do you call that letter? The thing that looks like a B that's pronounced S, what's the name? Like, how do you say what that letter is? Like, obviously that letter is not a B or an S. It's called something else. What is it called? I've never known. Scharfus? That's what it's called? So that's a Scharfus? I hope I'm saying that right. Sharp S. Scarfus. It's called S-set. Got you. Ludwig's Diary. Ludwig Tagebuch. I got you. This is so interesting. I'm learning so much, not just from Gabriel Knight 2 when I played it, but I'm learning so much from all of you. Thanks for enlightening me.
Even after Wagner's death, Ludwig still showed signs of obsession with the composer. This letter, written in 1882 by Ludwig to the conductor of the Munich Opera, instructs the conductor to make preparations for a new Wagner opera. The conductor went to see the king as instructed. When he arrived, Ludwig was ill and refused to see him. Nothing further was ever heard of this mysterious new opera. Was it a figment of an ill man's desperate wishes?
So there was some sort of new Wagner opera in 1882. Could that be what the wolf paintings are about? That Ludwig was ill and then nothing ever got heard of it after that? Oh boy. Connection, chat, connection. Scharfus is the sound. Esset for the letter. Plain S English, plain S letter in English Z sound. Letter Z is a T. And Scharfus is a reliable way to get the actual S sound. Okay. Good to know. Let's read this one.
Ludwig is offered a crown of laurels by the genius of immortal fame.
The genius of immortal fame? What a name. You saw this one already. Okay. How about this one?
26 July, 1874. By the power of the lily, we shall have the strength to resist all temptations throughout the whole year.
Here talks a lot about resisting that temptation.
26 July, 1875. Solemn oath before the picture of the great king. Refrain for 3 months from all excitement. This oath has its binding power as well as its potency by de par le Roy, LNR, DPLR. What excitement! I need to see more of that diary.
Yeah, we definitely need to see that diary. Fun fact, Scharfus is lowercase only. There have been some attempts to devise an uppercase version, but normally for all caps writing it becomes SS instead. Gotcha. That writing literally writes Groben rather than Grossen. Over here? This one? Oh, I see what you're saying. So this is a mistake right here then, right? This should actually be the sharpest. Is that what you're saying, Rain? That's right here? It's so interesting. We're catching typos I never caught before because I didn't know any of this. Right? That's what you're saying? Huh. the Grogan Kings. Alright, what about this? Yeah, look, we could have easily missed that. Did you see that?
Richard Wagner.
Richard Wagner.
Ludwig's diary. Ludwig kept a diary from 1869 when he was 24 years old until his death. The diary provides a fascinating look into the mind of this tormented man. The original diary is kept in the Royal Archives. A few entries are shown on the opposite wall. I've got to see that diary.
We got 2 points for that right there, chat. But look, you would had to know to click this. Like, that's crazy. Oh, was that it? We'll go back through one more time to make sure we didn't miss anything. That might be it for hearing chemistry, though. Hearing chemistry. So it should be Grossen, which is great or otherwise big, large. Alright, is there any way to see more of Ludwig's diary?
Ludwig's Tagebuch. Im Museum? Ja. Wo kann ich Ludwigs Tagebuch hier anschauen?
Die Tagebücher sind ganz persönlich. Die sind in den königlichen Archiven. Niemand darf die lesen. Aber nein, niemand darf die lesen.
Danke.
But what just happened? I assume that she's like, I want to see Ludwig's diary, and she's probably like, no, you're not seeing that. Ludwig's Tagebuch, which is daybook or diary. I want to say more to her. Ist ganz persönlich. Is very
Guten
personal.
Tag.
Guten Tag.
Do you know anything about the new Wagner opera?
Im Museum es einen Brief von Ludwig über eine neue Wagner-Oper.
Ja, ich kenne diesen Brief.
Wo kann ich mehr von dieser Wagner-Oper sehen?
Ich weiß nichts über Wagner. Das hier ist kein Wagner-Museum.
Ja, ich weiß.
In Bayreuth befindet sich ein Wagner-Museum. Versuchen Sie es halt doch, ne?
Bayreuth. Danke.
Oh, now she's not being a jerk. That's so weird. So it's very personal. So, Tiffy, time to get Sunboy. No problem. I'll see you soon. See you shortly. Rain, you feel like you're in high school German class. Yeah, I hear you there. I did not take any German of any kind. The languages that I took, so I don't know anything. I know English, but I took Spanish, so I don't remember like 95% of it. And I also took Hebrew for a number of years. I actually do know, I can read and write Hebrew, but I have trouble translating a lot of it, which I know makes no sense. I actually, that's the one other language I can say other than English that I have some ability in. That's it. Didn't learn any French, didn't learn any German other than Gabriel Knight 2, whatever I saw in this game, you know. Over here. We saw this, right?
Ludwig is Prince Charming. He played the part well.
Yeah, we saw that. Alright, we're going to go back through here one more time, chat, just to make sure. How about this way? Is this... Did we see this? We didn't see this. This is new. Die letzten Tage. The last days. Yes.
June 7th, 1886. A group of men arrive at Neuschwanstein Castle demanding to take the king in custody. With them is Dr. Guden, the doctor who had been in charge of Otto, the king's mentally ill brother. The men have an order for the king's arrest on the grounds of insanity. They are refused admittance by a brave group of farmers and local soldiers who have come to Ludwig's aid. They are forced to retreat to nearby Hohenschwangau. This is the first Ludwig hears of the conspiracy. Ludwig composes a pamphlet explaining the subversive acts of the conspirators and eloquently pleading with his people for aid. The pamphlet is smuggled out of Neuschwanstein and printed, but the pamphlets are seized before they can be distributed.
And the answer is actually both, Rain, I'll tell you. Yes, Jewish family, and yes, very curious. And having learned some of it earlier in life, I took it again in high school. I know that sounds horrible, because I knew it would be very easy for me to get through those classes, because I already had some knowledge. That's kind of cheating, isn't it? There was no rule against it. Hohen is high. So, High Schwangau. What's Schwangau mean? The Neuschwanstein beacon is lit. Ludwig calls for aid. Yeah, exactly. Will we respond? Condor will respond. Oh no, was it? No, it was Rohan. It was right. Yeah, Rohan. Rohan responded. Is what it was. We're talking about Lord of the Rings, clearly. All right, so this doctor obviously.
June 7th, Ludwig composes a pamphlet explaining the.
I think that's the doctor, right? That looks like.
Ludwig
looks like he'd be a doctor.
June 12th, 1886. Ludwig knows the conspirators will return. He despairs. He asks his servant for the keys to the tower. The servant, fearing the king intends suicide, says the key is lost.
Gotcha.
Unbeknownst to Ludwig, the conspirators arrive at the castle. This time, there is no one to stop them. Ludwig is lured from his bedroom to the entry hall of Neuschwanstein on pretense. There, he is taken into custody. Ludwig is taken by carriage from Neuschwanstein to Berg, where his brother Otto had long been imprisoned. This is a great blow to the king's state of mind. While on the way, the group stops at Seeshaupt to change horses. Ludwig asks to see the postmistress, Frau Vogel. She brings him a glass of water and he says something to her. She never reveals these last words to anyone.
Gotcha. Yeah, so good point, Rain. No, not all German men with beards are doctors. But I kind of remember, I don't want to spoil stuff because I know no one here's beaten this, but the picture of him reminded me of a scene that happens later, so that's why I commented upon that. I'm pretty sure that is a doctor, based on my knowledge. So here, though, we know that Ludwig is basically taken to the insane asylum, and she brings him a glass of water, this mistress. He says something, and she never says what was said. So what did Ludwig say to her? Will we find out? Maybe.
June 13th, 1886. At Berg, Ludwig seems cooperative and coherent. Dr. Guden writes to the government that he has Ludwig well under control. The two men go out for a walk, and Dr. Guden is so confident he dismisses the guards. When Ludwig and the doctor do not return after several hours, a search is undertaken. The bodies of the two men are found in the lake, drowned. Circumstances unknown.
Whoa, that's heavy. What happened? Why were they found drowned? Oh, man. Questions. More questions than answers. Yeah, they fell asleep. They were forced to go to the Ludwig Museum.
June 18th, 1886. Ludwig's funeral procession marches through the streets of Munich, followed by enormous crowds of mourners. The service is held at a packed St. Michael's church. Lightning strikes the church during the service, but no one is harmed.
Well, that's good.
Ludwig's body is entombed in the Wittelsbach crypt at St. Michael's. His heart is placed in an urn in the pilgrimage chapel at Altading in the Wittelsbach tradition. The urn is shown to the right. His heart is in an urn. How bizarre.
You're in luck, Professor Frankie. I I appear to be the only person that has actually played Gabriel Knight 2, or beaten Gabriel Knight 2, I should say. One person in this chat. We had a poll earlier. I'll actually show it to you. So you are in luck. See that? Top middle. That's more Al-Tutting. Al-Tutting? Like that, Dreaming Rain? Al-Tutting? Alright. What about this? Some kind of poster.
I have no idea what that says. Looks old, though.
Rain and Orlina Lazuli. Any idea what this poster is all about? König Ludwig II. So King Ludwig II. What is that? Gamendid Burger? Could go for a burger right now. It's probably not what it looks like. Yeah, it's hard to make out. Yeah, Professor Frankie, this is actually my favorite of the 3 Gabriel Knight games. I would say if I had to rank them, I would say it would go 2, 1, and then 3. 3 actually would be the better game just from a pure story perspective than 1 to me, except the puzzles in 3, some of them were just outrageous. 1 in particular was just absolutely ridiculous. But we'll eventually, I'm pretty sure we're going to stream all of them on here. I usually do point-and-click stuff, PC and Mac games on Mondays, and then I reserve my other nights, which are Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, for console gaming. So those 4 streams we're working on Shining Force 2, and this one right now we're working on Gabriel Knight 2. Yes, 3 was the 3D one with the infamous cat puzzle. Yeah, that's the one. The game that killed point-and-click gaming, according to a lot of people. It was already on its way out, unfortunately, at that point, but that puzzle was just ridiculous. Ridiculous. What's going on here? Ooh!
Oh my god.
Remember the dream?
That's the slate from my dream.
That's messed up.
Maybe Mrs. Smith will know what my dream meant. I have to ask someone. This thing is getting too weird.
We're gonna have to talk to her then. What's this say?
The midnight sleigh rides. Ludwig went on long sleigh rides in the middle of the night, particularly in his later years. It is said that he suffered from insomnia, headaches, and toothaches, and the rides soothed his restlessness. The sight of the king's grand sleigh speeding through the countryside of the Alps often startled the peasants and became a superstitious omen of ill fortune. I can see why. But what was he doing out there at night?
The question, chat, what was King Ludwig doing in these midnight sleigh rides? Why was he doing that? Yeah, so the 4th Monkey Island one, Professor Frankie, that was Escape from Monkey Island. That one was I would say if I had to rank the Monkey Islands, I would say I'd probably put 1 first, then 3. I really like 3 a lot. 3 was the very animated one, the cartoony looking one. So 1, then 3, then probably 2. 2 was good but weird. And then like far below that would probably be 4. Umlauts, the 2 dots over those 3 characters, make the vowel a weaker sound despite the heavy metal umlaut thing. A as in bet. Oh, okay, A. Either O or like in push, but you don't know which one. Truth. So life and death. Leben or sterben. Got you. Yeah, I don't know. Anyone that doesn't like Monkey 3 always confused me. I thought Monkey Island 3 was awesome. 1 and 3 were both awesome. 1 because it was the first one and I'm very nostalgic for it. And I thought 3 took all the best qualities of what Monkey Island was supposed to be. It gave voice acting. There wasn't voice acting before that in 1 and 2 originally. The guy that played Guybrush Threepwood was hilarious. We'll eventually stream the Monkey Islands. Oh my god, I've committed to so many games now. We have enough material for like the next 5 years, chat. Easily. Because right now I'm only streaming like 16 to 20 hours a week right now, just because of my other full-time job where I work about 55 to 60 hours a week. But you never know. I mean, we've been taking off these last few months. Really a lot of support, which I can't thank you all enough for. See what happens. Maybe this will one day become more of a... I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to jinx it.
Ludwig embarking on his sleigh.
Alright, so that's the sleigh. What's this? More letters.
December 14th, 1881, Linderhof. Order another work by Jennings on the occult. Write urgently to Klug, saying that I insist that the stoppages by the bank cease. I want it, and therefore it must be done. Write very urgently. He must succeed at once, and then must report to me urgently. If I give orders to clear my room, doing so must not be postponed as it happened. Pencils must be pointed without special orders. The day after tomorrow, 1,000 marks. How is Louis now? I want to know whether he looks unhappy. How often have I said that the coffee must not come up boiling hot, so that it can only be drunk after standing an hour? If any more correspondence come from Louis, they are to be burnt immediately, but I am to be informed of their arrival.
Wow. That says a lot about his state of mind, right? Look at that. His thoughts are all over the place. He's talking about the banks, and then pencils being pointed, and then what's Louis doing? Louis must be the great friend that we've been talking about. How about this?
These are actual notes from Ludwig to his servants. They go far in showing the king's state of mind. They were smuggled out and used as evidence in compiling the order for Ludwig's arrest.
Spelling man, manner, meaning man or men. Pronunciation man, manner. Okay. Monkey 3, yeah, Blood Island was a lot of fun. That was a great part of the game. Ludwig knows who's been naughty and who's been nice. Certainly does. Hey there, Pasta Imperfect. Thanks for coming on in. Yes, this is an excellent video game. We were just saying earlier, this is my favorite of the 3 Gabriel Knights by far.
December 18th, 1881, Linderhof. Every day get up earlier, for certain. See to that very particularly. Write it down. Remember that when the great friend arrives at Neuschwanstein, we retire to the hall. We are not to be disturbed. I will not tolerate interference or insubordination.
Wait, no, the great friend is Wagner, right? Louis is just this guy that he's been hanging out with, I guess. Yeah, King Ludwig's hanging out with someone. The great friend is Wagner, yeah. Awesome. Yeah, Pasta Perfect Gabriel Knight's awesome series, and 2 is the best. The story's so good. Maybe the acting at some parts is a little goofy. Like I keep saying, Grace Nakamura's acting is kind of eh, but everything else in this game I thought was, great story, great acting. Soundtrack's amazing. Anywhere else to look?
Ludwig's death mask. Wow.
But if you want to know what he looked like, that's what he looked like. Anywhere else to go over here?
I don't have anything to say to her at the moment.
So if we did everything right, chat, then there should be nothing else to do here. So let's what am I doing? Let's go out of here and see if we found it all. Oh, what just happened? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did we crash the game? Who knows? We did save right before then, thank God, but... Oh yeah, chat, we might have crashed the game. This game was 6 CDs, Professor Frankie. Dreaming Rain is making angry German noises. Obviously, they couldn't get the original GK cast, yeah. We were just talking about that earlier, Pasta Imperfect. Because, Leah Remini, Tim Curry, Michael Dorn, money. Oh yeah, I wish they could have gotten them too. Yeah, chat, it looks like the game has crashed. I'm really glad we just saved. Of course, on the other hand, the save's not corrupted. Alright, this is what we're going to do. Clearly the game's crashed. Bear with me 1 second. We're going to force close this, and we're going to be right back while I try to fix this. We're playing the good old games version of the Streaming Rain. I actually have the discs, but I just found it easier to use the GOG version, but it does appear. Yeah, it looks like it's still going, but it definitely is soft locked. So that's fine. I know what to do. Pretty sure I know what to do. We will quit ScumVM, and we will just load Gabriel Knight 2 again. Loading it now. And we're back. Tiffy, you missed the game soft locking. And I'm hoping to God that doesn't stop me from going out of here. Oh no, chat! No way! Oh, that sucks! Yo, what do we do about this? Yeah. Oh no. It's locking at the same place. Why? Oh, that's so bad. Oh, we gotta think about it. Yeah, stay forever. Wow, this is getting interesting. Okay, well, we're gonna do this again, except this time we're gonna try to walk around a bit and then come back. Yeah, that's the problem, Asuka. This is not a CD, it's an image. It's the good old game version of Gabriel Knight 2. We're gonna go back in and we're gonna see what we can do here. That sucks. Just bear with me here. I'm gonna see, I mean, it's, damn, that's a lot to redo, too. We're gonna restore it, and then we're gonna try to go somewhere else. If we walk around a bit, see if I can get the game to, not be stupid. Something obviously went wrong here.
A ticket to the Ludwig Museum.
Hang on, chat. I'm just trying to see if I can get it to not lock when we walk out of here. Oh, this is so bad. It's actually soft locking every time you try to leave now. Let's see if there's a patch for this. No, the grotto. This is it's a completely legit version from GOG.com. I do own this actual game as well on disc, so it's not a cracked version. But they did modify it to get it to run on Windows. Alright, I'm going to look this up and see if this is a new thing. GOG version. It's funny, Rig had the same problem with Gabriel Knight 1 where the game just was soft locked in a certain spot. GOG version of Gabriel Knight 2 crashes in Ludwig Museum. Gabriel Knight 2 Wagner Museum crash, page 1. I've been playing the version every time I go to the door in the blue room, the Wagner Museum, the game crashes, which makes it impossible to make progress. Does anyone have a solution? The same thing is happening to me. Does anyone have a saved game at this point? You guys might try opening a ticket with support. I remember the museum part of the game being the slowest and boring. Okay. But it picks up... No, that's not what he's saying. Alright, so this is a known thing. Great. So how do you fix it? Good old game. I'm going to GOG's forums right now. Gabriel Knight series. GK2 black screen hang. Beast Within version. Strategy guide. Bug. No. Launch. GK2. Oh my god, some of this stuff's ridiculous. I'm deliberately not showing this to you, chat, because there's spoilers in the forums here. I don't want you to see that. Boy. She reinstalled it, Scum VM. My saves are gone. Nope. Alright. I'm not seeing anyone actually saying that what the solve is. Here's another one. GK2 Chapter 4, stuck, unable to move. Never had a problem with the game until now. I'm in Chapter 4. You can click on some stuff, but it hangs there. Unfortunately, I only have 2. I may have figured it out outside. Then my game is labeled as... I guess my game is borked. Oh my god. Game technical issues. Gabriel Knight 2. Gabriel Knight 2, The Beast Within. Known solutions. How to access save load? No. Download. Stability issues. Launching issues. Crashing in general. No, it's not really. Game was installed. Show folder. Navigate. We might have to try. Let me look at my chat real quick here. I'm sure you guys are talking. Open MS Paint and draw the rest of the game. Yeah, there you go. The new point-and-click adventure where you browse web search results to fix your game. Grace narrating. So this is a known problem. You gotta do it in the Gabriel voice. Oh, this sucks. Alright, let me think, chat. Give me a second to think here. What can we do about this? What can we do about this? Alright. Hold, please. Let's try closing good old games completely. I'm going to try completely shutting down the virtual machine right now. And then I'm going to reopen it. Just to rule out, you know, OS problems, which I doubt. Okay, now we're going to start Windows 10 again. So it's like on the one hand, I was all happy that I saved. But now on the other hand, like I'm like not happy because the game's crashed. But I'm not giving up, chat. I'm not giving up. We're going to figure this out one way or another. If I have to like track down a save that takes you after that part, then that's, you know, that's what I'll do. Although that, sadly, if that were to happen, that would not be today. But yeah, let me just bear with me here. I'm not giving up yet. I feel like there's other stuff I can try. All right, we're back in Windows 10. Go back into GOG. I'm purposely not showing my screen here just because I don't have my stream set up to the fact where it's just going to show the game. It'll show like the whole desktop, and you know, I don't know if there's information up here that I want to stream or not. I haven't gone through it. So just bear with me, chat. Okay, owned games. Gabriel Knight 2. Is there a repair option? Don't see one. What's this? Additional executables, view patch notes, manage installation. Look at the patch notes. 1.1 Galaxy hotfix, 23 April 2018. Replace DOSBox with Scum VM. Enabled cloud save support. Please finish your current. Yeah, it's just warning you about what they updated a few years ago. My progress. No. Get support. Check for updates. How about that? Alright, I hit check for updates, but it's not saying anything. Verify/repair. Oh, something's updating. Scanning installed files. Usually use Windows Capture rather than Display Capture for that very reason in OBS. I'll take a look at that, Rain. Do me a favor after the stream, maybe let me know in Discord about that. You don't know if you can do that through a virtual machine, which the host would probably see. Yeah, that's true. Okay, it is doing something, chat. Getting file list, downloading. Oh, it's downloading an update. There's an update. Oh, God, I'm scared. I'm scared about this update, chat, because you do know there's a chance that whenever this update is done, that my save files might all be rendered useless. I don't know. But it definitely updated something. It did an update. All right, well, let's see what happens. I'll hit play. I'm just going to pray. Oh, God, I'm scared. I'm so scared right now, chat. Oh, man. Oh, God, please don't have lost everything. God, please, 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 please. All right, there are still saves. Please, God, don't lock. It's locked. No. Yeah, 1995 updated in 2022. Ah, this is ridiculous. Why is it locked? Why? Rig ran into this in Gabriel Knight 1 Soda Pagoda, and he literally had to. What did he do? He found a save, or he watched it on YouTube. I wasn't watching when it happened, but I've heard about it. Why are these games so buggy? This is the danger with PC games. Oh, God. Yeah, I literally think he went to YouTube. So, Dreaming Rain says again, is there another way to go directly? Dark Max, you're always so good with timing. Thank you for the Redemption of your 1,000 silver of demon rage. Yes, that is the most I can rage. You heard it right there. We're not to that level of rage yet because I feel like there is a solution to this, which involves me just finding a save file and probably watching YouTube in between just so you can see the progression. But there's gotta be a way. So yeah, Rain, your idea is because there any other way, but I don't think there is a menu that will let you do that. But just for giggles, here's what we'll do. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna force close Scum VM yet again. We're gonna close Good Old Games. Now we're gonna reopen Good Old Games. I'm not giving up, chat. I appreciate your patience, by the way. I know you're still sticking with me. It means a lot to me. I don't give up very easily. I already have in my head, like, if this does fail, if I can't get this working on this stream, I will track down a save file, and then we'll watch, like, a YouTube video in between. And we might have, like, a bonus stream or something. I have to find the time. We might, like, maybe go again tonight. But let me just think. So I'm not giving up just yet on this. All right. So if we look at... Oh, the patch notes say 1.1, so it didn't do any update. Whatever it updated, it didn't change anything. Get support, view game form. If I hit get support, where does that take you to? This is just technical issues. Okay, but check out additional solutions and resources on the PC Gaming Wiki. Gabriel Knight Mystery, The Beast Inside. What does it say? General information. Sierra help pages. Gabriel Knight Mystery help. Installation problems. Auto system test audio speed. Game specific bugs. Missing blinking border dead end. Earn 9 and out of memory. No play. Missing lost opera topic. The thrashing CD red black bands. Manual UHS walkthrough spoilers. Gabriel Knight forums. SHP Gabriel Knight help forums. Find on eBay, Google. Comes with both Windows and DOS versions. Yep, we know that. You must run the Windows game. It warns you not to run the Windows game because it's buggy. Play the no one list patch. Install it entirely from the hard drive. There's also an option to let you make a single DVD to replace the 6 CDs. Like many of the later Sierra games, the Beast Within has installation problems. System test crash, audio, game-specific bugs. See, there's a 1.11 update, but the problem is this is the good old games version of it, and so you can't just apply these patches to it. Game also has a patch. New SHP. Chrono Cross. No. Alright, here's what we're going to do. GOG Gabriel Knight 2 save files. I'm going to see if I can find a save that's around here. Need GK2. The place is a very annoying thing. I missed one of the 2 lost saves, yada yada yada. The saved game. Here's my save. Okay. Save game from chapter. No, I don't want that. GK2. Where are the save files? No. Alright, here's what we'll do, chat. We're going to go back into the game. Hi, G-Levy. Sadly, you came in as we uncovered a serious game-breaking bug in Gabriel Knight 2. The GOG version of this game apparently crashes. I don't know if it crashed because of like some corruption when I saved, or if this is like... Because I almost wonder... And I don't really want to do this on stream checks. I don't want to bore you. This is something I would do after. But if I like just go back through and do everything again, but just click through everything and skip it all, and then get back to this point. But as you see, there's a lot of clicking to do. And there's a lot that can go wrong. And we can miss. But I'm wondering, like... Because I don't know any other way to get out of this. Like, the menus don't let you get out of it. It just doesn't. Like, see? You have to go out, as far as I know, through that door. We tried that. Remember? We tried going in and out, and... Or you didn't see me do that on stream. That's right, I was off stream. I had the be right back. The second we do this, it's going to lock like clockwork. See? Oh! Save. I can't save here. Shoot! I can't save. Alright, let's go anywhere. Let's go to Beirut. Oh, this is hot. I don't know what I did. I fixed it. We did it! We fixed it! Oh god, please let me save after this.
Guten Tag.
I'm gonna shut up.
Is das die Wagner Museum?
Yeah.
Somebody
You're
clip
an
that.
American, aren't you? I'm afraid the house is closed this time of year. It will be open next month.
Crap.
You are interested in Wagner?
Very interested. Very recently very interested.
Yeah. Most of the house is closed for cleaning, but a few rooms are open. I shouldn't let you probably, but if it is only you, you are alone, aren't you?
Endlessly.
Come in and look around.
That's very generous. What do I owe you?
Georg Imeding. It's only a few displays. Besides, I wouldn't be much of a shining knight if I charged you.
Thanks, Georg. My name is Grace.
Hello. Have a good time.
Yeah, it's hard to know if, like, Georg is into her or if he's just being nice. He seems more interested in his music than anything else. Alright, before it's too late, let's save. And we're going to make a new save. And we're going to call it Zophar Day 4 Post Crash. Sweet. What do I owe you? Oh, where can I find him and why do you want him? Don't answer that. Okay, well. We made it past the crash, which is good. Hope we didn't lose too many people to that awfulness. Hopefully the majority of you stuck around.
Richard Wagner.
I know bugs can be frustrating.
Franz Liszt, composer and Cosima Wagner's father.
Wait a minute. Franz Liszt was Wagner's father? Maybe it's not again.
Franz Liszt, composer and Cosima Wagner's father.
Who's Cosima Wagner? Good to know. I had no
Wagner's
idea.
piano. On this piano, the maestro composed his later operas, including The Ring.
Yeah, The Ring was his most famous one. He had neckbeard Wagner. Can't play the piano? That's too bad. They don't let you play Richard Wagner's piano in the museum? You know damn well there's no way. If there is an actual Richard Wagner museum in Germany, there's no way you can just walk up to the piano. That thing's behind, like, glass, or, like, there's probably, like, ropes around it and all. Like, there's no way. Okay, which way should we go, chat? Go this way? Let's go this way.
The death of Wagner. On Ash Wednesday, 1883, Wagner suffered a heart attack in a Venetian gondola on the way to Saint Michel. His wife and the gondolier carried him into a church, where he regained consciousness. Wagner died 4 days later on this sofa.
Oh, that sucks. I wonder how old he was when he died.
Wagner died on that sofa. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, a little bit. Can't look at this painting? Nope. How about this? Oh, it's another death mask.
Wagner's
and a death
death mask.
Yeah, on a piano like this. On a night. Just like tonight. A garbage truck. Dropped off the Empire State
Wagner's
Building.
death mask.
Anybody know that reference? You gotta know that reference. What's this?
Wagner's desk. Exactly as it was on the day he died.
Good to know.
It looks like an architectural drawing of a theater. The Wittelsbacher Theater, München. Every square inch is measured.
Interesting. What about
It's a
this
letter from a Monsieur Beaujolais, dated September 1881. Looks like he's discussing acoustics and sound waves, and crystals. Wasn't Wagner's Bayreuth Theater already built? Why would Wagner be worrying about acoustics?
Why indeed? But what do you think Wagner cared about the acoustics of the theater for? He's got everything all diagrammed out, like measurements and everything. That's crazy. What could it mean, chat? What could it mean? We already saw that. So I guess we'll go in this
Grace
room.
Nakamura.
No, not that room. This room.
The great patron himself.
Can't look at the nameplate. Nope. Here we go.
Ludwig as the classical Greek hero.
Yeah, they won't protect the piano, but they'll protect the death sofa. Yeah, tell me, it doesn't make any sense, right? The negative ghost sin. So Dreaming Rain says, suffer a heart attack in a Venetian gondola on the way to some French-Italian sounding city. That is a soap opera-ish way to go. Desk is Schreibtisch, which is a right table. Okay, it's a writing table, desk. The Tiffy says, what about the painting on the wall by the door? Yeah, exactly. Why would a composer care about acoustics? Why indeed? It's not like he wants it to sound good. Above the death mask box. Let's go back and see. I don't think it let you. Yeah, see, Tiffy, you can't check it. You can't click it. If you can interact with it, it'll turn into a sword like this. Yeah, you can't do it. Good thought, though. Appreciate the eye. We saw that already. Right, we did see this?
Ludwig as the classical Greek hero.
Here, maybe? Here we go.
A portrait given as a gift from Ludwig to Wagner.
Ah, that was nice of him. Here's a portrait of me. Not
June
narcissistic
10th,
at all.
1881,
He was the king.
Munich residence. Great friend, I am writing to you in the middle of the night. My blood is pounding too wildly for sleep. Tonight's performance, how can I describe it? I am unsure whether to be terrified or thrilled. Perhaps I even feel hopeful. If it is hope, you have given it to me, my friend, for the first time in years. We must speak. Something happened during the music tonight, but I must have your absolute confidence. As you love me, come at once. Your devoted king, Ludwig.
What is it that happened during the music, chat? Uh-oh. It's mysterious.
July 1882. Great and beloved king, Monsieur Beaujolais and I have finished the diagram. We checked the figures many times and Monsieur is confident that it will work. 8 identical fixtures are to be made from the diagram and placed in the theater exactly as specified. I'm sending the diagram with your courier. Be full of hope and have courage. All will be well. Your own, Wagner.
He definitely sharded Tiffy. Look, another death mask. Didn't you just see this in Ludwig's museum?
Death mask.
So were there just a bunch of different death masks? Like, I guess that's just the thing. I'm like scared to save now, chat. Like maybe every time after a major event, we'll just make a new save file now. I'm all worried about why that happened before. It just happened once. What did that happen? 4 or 5 times in that same spot? Can't click here. Nope. How about over here? All right, this is new. Here.
This must be a model of Wagner's own theater, here in Bayreuth.
Cool. How about this?
Opera costumes.
Opera costumes. And well stuff.
These look like production designs. I don't see anything that looks like those wolf paintings in Neuschwanstein, though. These look like production. I don't see.
Saw that already.
These look like production. I don't see any. These look like.
Yeah, same thing. We're just skipping past that. How about this? This? No? Nothing you can click here? We already saw that, okay? Is this just the way back? Yeah, it's just the way back. Is that everything you can see here? Let's just do one more pass. This is the main room. We went in here. We went in here. We went in here. And we went in here. So it's just 4 rooms. So if we come here, we can talk to Georg again.
What are you doing here if the museum is closed?
They always like to have a caretaker here. It's a good job for me. I can soak in the atmosphere of the maestro while I compose.
What are you composing?
This? Oh, a new arrangement. One of Wagner's pieces.
For the Bayreuth Opera?
I am only a student at the university. I study music, composition, conducting.
Tell me about yourself.
Is there much of a call for conductors in Europe?
Ask my brother. He is the conductor for the Munich Opera.
Well, that's convenient. Does that mean you get free opera tickets?
Yes. I get a week's pass to the Opernfestspiele, the opera festival in Munich. It starts in a few months.
Hope I'm still around to see it.
Come with me if you like. If you're still around, I can go backstage and all sorts of things.
I'd love that. If I'm still in Germany, I'll call you, all right?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, exactly. He literally just sits around all day and just, like, he probably composes. Right? Didn't you see him? Like, look, he was writing something on, like, some music sheets.
Tell me about Wagner.
Sheet music.
He was a character. He spent most of his life trying to convince rich patrons to subsidize his work. Unfortunately, he had expensive tastes. You see, he believed that someone of his genius deserved to live well. Can't argue with that.
But Ludwig II supported him, didn't he?
Yeah, sure, but Ludwig came along very late in Wagner's life. By then, he had already been run out of Venice and most major cities because of debt. Ludwig saved him. And the music. Best thing Ludwig ever did.
But guess he's not a fan of Ludwig and his castles. He's a Wagner person. Yeah, Dreaming Rain called me at 1-800-GAY-ORG. Would it be 1-800 or would it be 1-900? Who knows? Oh boy.
Do you know anything about that letter from Wagner to Ludwig in the display case? The one about the diagram?
Ah. No. Some sort of equipment for Ludwig's theater. But I don't know why Wagner would have cared about this. If he was worried about any theater, you would think it would have been his own theater, here, in Bayreuth.
How about Ludwig's letter to the conductor?
Have you ever heard about the letter that Ludwig wrote to the Munich conductor in 1882 telling him to prepare for a new Wagner opera?
You're full of surprises, for an American.
What do you know about it?
No one knows anything about it. It's like a treasure map, you know? It's probably a complete fairy tale, but it does make you wonder.
You have no idea what it could have referred to? Maybe something that Wagner was working on with Ludwig?
If there was, there's no trace of it. Except perhaps in the dreams of unemployed music students.
He seems strangely ignorant of some major thing in the museum he's overseeing. Yes, he does. Maybe he knows about the wolf panels in Neuschwanstein.
Have you ever heard about the wolf panels in the Singers' Hall at Neuschwanstein?
Did my brother send you here?
No.
Probably not. It's only the letter to the conductor, the wolf panels. Oh, my brother thinks I am crazy because of all my theories.
What theories?
This is Quatsch. If there was a lost opera, a lost Wagner opera, and if one could find it, to a conductor, this would be like finding King Tut's tomb. But people have looked for it before. If it ever existed, it is gone forever. My brother says I waste my time even thinking about it.
Well, let's talk more about the Lost Opera.
I'm curious. Is there any other information that points to the Lost Opera besides Ludwig's letter and the wolf panels?
It's nothing. I'm not even supposed to have seen it. You see, my brother says that Wagner was too egotistical to have produced a lost opera. If he was working on something new, every person in Bayreuth would have heard about it. On the other hand, it was in Ludwig's character to have wanted a private opera.
But it wouldn't have been private. Ludwig's letter shows he intended it to be played in Munich.
Yes, but that it would get so far without Wagner telling others? Why keep it a secret?
Maybe there was a very good reason for secrecy.
For example?
Like... Never mind.
Never mind. What is she thinking, chat?
I don't have anything to ask Georg about at the moment.
Alright, we want to make sure there's nothing else. Probably should look at this.
What's that book in the case?
Cosima Wagner's journal.
Oh,
It's locked
that's
up
right.
for preservation.
Cosima was Wagner's wife, I think. She probably just talks about him in her journal.
So Wagner's wife, journal's right there.
Wagner's souvenirs. Don't think I need any of those. Wagner's... I don't have any...
Anywhere else to go here? Let's just do one more pass around, chat. Make sure there's nothing else to see. If there's anything, I just keep thinking we might have missed something. It's so easy to miss stuff here. We saw all that already. Saw all that. Is that really all that's here? I'm just a simple country museum clerk, that's all. The Grotto wants to know, is Gabriel Knight just a game series where you visit museums? No, just chapter 4. You entered the Grotto at the toughest part of the game from a sit through it and watch perspective. We still got a little bit more to go if I remember. I feel like we're missing something, chat. Is there a room we just didn't look at? This is what I'm trying to remember, chat. I feel like there is somewhere in here are letters from Ludwig to Wagner. I remember that vividly, but I'm not seeing it. Why am I not seeing it? Is it because they were this?
June 10th, we must speak. July 18th, be full of hope. Ludwig.
I guess that's it. Right? You don't see anything else, do you, chat? Right? Can't look at any of this. This is the same thing, right?
This must be this must
Secure all
be
positions.
All the same.
Here we go.
opera costume.
Saw that.
Full ahead.
That's gotta be
Next
it.
stop, Zophar's domain.
Rooster4943, thank you so much for the follow and for joining the realm and the domain. Your support is greatly appreciated. Alright, chat, I'm gonna say that's it to do here for now. I'm almost positive there's more to do here later. I remember, like, you have to come back. So when we leave here, it's gonna say there's still stuff to do, but that's because we come back later. So I guess for now we should go to Rittersburg. And we probably need to... I remember we got to talk with the Smiths, because remember she mentioned about she needing to talk to someone about the wolf paintings and her the dream she had with the wolves and the the wolves and the sled and all that. Alright, so we're going to call this one Zophar Day 4B. We will go in here first. You think there might be a door by the
Did you have
desk?
a good time?
I will check after we exhaust all other possibilities.
Anything new? Yes, you had a phone call.
Really?
A man named Professor Barkley. He said you had his number.
I do. Thanks.
Aha! Professor Barkley called back, chat. So we'll have to go and call him back. Can we talk to Gerda?
Gerda?
Sliver on the wall.
Yes?
Talk about Gabriel.
Have you heard from Gabriel at all?
No, Grace, I'm sorry.
Never mind.
Well, at least she's not being nasty. Alright, we'll go up the stairs. Yeah, I think if they ever did redo this game, I mean, you know, I'd hate to see the actors replaced, but obviously they'd have to be. But I think they should probably fix Chapter 4. I don't know what they do to fix it, but the pacing is just, it's really tough. It's a bit of a slog. And that's coming from someone whose favorite subject in school was history and computer science, but history is tied with that. Hey, little gremlin. Same here. Same here.
All right, Gabriel.
All right, I think we should call... Oh, did we look at this
A
yet?
ticket to the Ludwig Museum.
Yeah, we saw it. That was just a ticket. We're going to use the Ludwig book on the phone.
I'm not sure why I...
No, we still can't call the publisher? Okay. We're going to use the professor's card on the phone. Why is it not working? Uh-oh. Chat, what's going on here? Oh, wrong one. Helps if I use the right card. Slogging on through, little gremlin. All right, Tiffy, I'll see you soon. I'll publish the VOD when this is over. You can check out what you missed for next time. See you soon.
Hello.
Hi, Professor Barkley. It's Grace.
Oh, good. I have a name for you. It's Herr Josef Dahlmeier, and he specializes in Bavarian history, and I think he's somewhere near where you are.
Herr Josef Dahlmeier. Great, got a number?
Yeah, I do. It's 4982-555-2234.
Thanks a lot. Sorry about the bother.
Thanks, Professor.
That's no bother. When are you coming back to school, Gracie?
When I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Well, be good.
Well, alrighty. Okay. So now we got the number of Joseph
Professor
Dahlmeier.
Barkley's Ludwig contact.
So let's call him. Who are you gonna call? Dahlmeier. What do you think we'll learn from this Joseph Dahlmeier guy? What indeed?
Hallo?
Hallo, sind Sie Herr Josef Dahlmeier?
Yeah, you must be Grace Nakamura, the American history student.
Yes.
I hear you're interested in Ludwig II.
Very.
Good. There's something I want to show you. Drive to Berg on Starnberger See. Meet me at the Memorial Chapel.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, wait. Was there anything you wanted me to look into before we meet?
Well, I was hoping you knew something about someone called the Black Wolf. He was a contemporary of Ludwig's. He lived in Prussia, I think, and he was well connected.
Never heard of him, but I'll check. See you there.
Thanks. Bye.
So we have to meet him at Stahlberger See. Okay. Now I think we should probably go to the pub. Because we got to talk about our dream. We go here, down the stairs. And each time we pass Gerda, I'm going to talk to her, just because sometimes, you know, as you've seen in this game by now,
I don't have anything to
sometimes
ask
they have
Gerda right
different
now.
things to say. She didn't obviously hear, but sometimes they do. Yeah, I'm sorry, chat. We lost a good 20 minutes earlier because of that stupid glitch. I wanted to try to wrap up Chapter 4 before the stream ends. We'll see. There's still a little bit to go. I don't know if we're going to get to wrap it all up, but let's try. We'll try to wrap up Chapter 4 as best we can. Slogging on through. Slogging on through. Alright, I guess we'll start off by going to the bar. The Golden or Low. Or the Golden Deer, right? Know what that means? Ah, the Smiths aren't here.
Herr Huber?
Yes?
Are the Smiths in their room?
Ja, I believe so.
Could you ask them to come down, please?
Ja, natürlich.
Yeah, 6 discs, one of which is just for Grace for the goat. Yeah.
Now you just tell Merle what's going on.
Golden Lion, yeah. Golden Lion. Why'd I say deer? I'm thinking of Fire Emblem, the Golden Deer. Yeah, Golden Lion. Twin Peaks Germany edition. How you doing, Tiba?
I had a dream last night. I didn't remember it at first, but I saw something today at one of the museums.
What was the dream?
I was being chased in the woods.
Spooky music.
By wolves. And I saw a sleigh. Ludwig was inside. He pulled me up, and I thought I was safe. But then he turned into a wolf.
So what do you think, Mother?
A dream of rescue is a spiritual guide dream. The High Priestess in Gabriel's cards must be linked to Ludwig somehow.
What do the wolves represent?
I'm a psychic, dear, not Freud.
Yeah.
But the warning I got was about the black wolf, wasn't it? And the wolves in the dream. It must be the same danger.
It's so frustrating. The more I find out, the more questions I have.
Why don't you try a little communicating of your own? Ludwig's the link. Appeal to him. The answers may not come right away, but at least you'll give the guide something specific to say the next time she contacts you.
Isn't there any way that you could, do a psychic reading on Ludwig or something?
To tell you the truth, I've been trying all day to make contact, but I only feel great despair. Ludwig's soul is not at peace.
Tier is German for animal and is related to the English word deer.
I'd better go.
Anytime you need us, stop by.
And be careful now.
Thanks.
A generic term for animals like fish was for sea creatures like starfish. Okay, I got you, Rain. Little Gremlin says, is the lady in pink actually Zophar acting like Medea's psychic? Yes.
I don't have anything else to say to the Smiths right now. I don't have anything to say to Herr Huber at the moment.
It's the psychic lady from Poltergeist, yeah. Alright, we'll do a little savey save here, chat. Oh, it's over here. Okay, where do we go now? There's nothing else to do here. There's nothing to do in the church. We're probably supposed to go to that burger place. What's it called? Sea Burger or something? Is my guess. Stanburger Sea, right? Isn't that what it's called? So let's use Gabriel's keys. Whoa. Go. There we go. Yeah, it totally is. Someone else mentioned they're a lot like the Warrens from like the Conjuring movies, and Amityville Horror and that stuff. And the answer is yeah, they're very similar. All right, so fortunately, the real brutal ones, these the new Schwanstein Castle and the Heron Chemistry Museum are done. Like we don't ever have to go. I should rephrase that. We don't have to go back to any of that in this chapter. So we probably should be going to here, which is the burger place. I keep forgetting the name. Hi. Let's take a walk. Probably supposed to go up there, but I just want to see like what's actually over here. There's some pretty amazing graphics back in the sort of PC game. Yeah, look, there's something over here.
This is where he died. You must be Grace. Herr Dahlmeier.
Hello.
Joseph. I didn't mean to startle you.
That's the dude you called.
I wanted you to see it. I feel him here the most, more than at the castle. So, what did you want to know?
Tell me about yourself.
Professor Barclay says your hobby is Ludwig.
Yes. He was the last real king that Bavaria had. As a Bavarian and a history buff, that's enough to hook me right there.
But there's more, right?
He was a romantic, you know. A dreamer. And he was misunderstood, maligned.
Sounds like you can relate.
Me? Hell, I have it easy. At least I live in the 1990s. And not every eye in the country is on me. But yes, I can relate.
Yeah, Tiber, I really enjoyed these games, and I wish there was more as well. Check Ludwig's diary.
You know about Ludwig's diary, right?
Of course.
How can I get my hands on it?
I'm sorry. I have been trying myself for 5 years. They keep it locked up tight in the Royal Archives, and they don't let it out. They must think it contains things that will hurt his image.
They won't let anyone see it, not ever?
Only one person outside of the government ever got to see it, a biographer, Sir Richmond Chapel. He had friends among the German royals, and they let him look at it.
Did you ever try to contact Chapel? Pick his brain?
No, and I don't believe I never thought of that. If you do and you find out anything, you must share.
It's a promise.
Gotta share. Sharing is caring, chat. He's got the coat. The guy's gonna Scooby-Doo pull off his mask and turn out to be Rick Astley. Oh my god. Do a little Rick roll.
Tell me about Ludwig.
I don't know where to start. There's so much. Politically, the most significant thing about Ludwig II was that he signed over independent Bavarian statehood to Prussia in 1870. Bavaria became a part of United Germany, and Ludwig became a figurehead prince under the Prussian Kaiser.
Why do you think he did that?
Bavaria had been involved in the 100 Years' War. People were tired of fighting. Prussia's push to unite the German states made some amount of sense. Still, Ludwig must have had other options. At the very least, he should have negotiated better terms.
So what was the real reason?
He was manipulated by Bismarck. At least that's what I think, anyway.
Gotcha.
What about Ludwig personally?
You'll find two perspectives on Ludwig. The view the tourists get is the romantic ideal, Ludwig the tormented loner. Then there is the historian's point of view. Ludwig was plagued with guilt over his sexual orientation and was driven mad with self-loathing.
But I take it you're not buying either point of view.
Well, it's all too convenient, isn't it? That he was a devout Catholic, there is no question, and I'm sure there were pressures on him to be normal. But he was no prude. He loved Byron. Yes. Philosophy, the French court. If anything, Ludwig was too much an egomaniac. He didn't give a damn what anyone thought. And besides, he didn't try to hide any of his relationships. If he suffered from anything in his romantic life, it was disillusionment. No one loved him back as purely as he himself loved.
That Ludwig II, man, what a...
Well, if it wasn't sexual guilt that tormented him, what was it?
I don't know. His diary was filled with self-guilt, but I'm sure it's not about that. If I knew, I'd write my own book, set the record straight, so to speak.
What about those midnight sleigh rides?
Have you read anything about Ludwig's midnight sleigh rides?
Oh, would that have been something? To be out at night and suddenly see him sweep by with his entourage? They say the night agitated Ludwig, and that being outdoors and the rushing feeling of the sleigh calmed him down. Sometimes even the sleigh wasn't enough. He would stop in some remote woods, order his servants to stay put, and go wandering off by himself for hours. It drove the servants crazy.
What about Bismarck, this guy that manipulated Ludwig?
Tell me about Bismarck.
Oh, Bismarck. He was the Prussian Kaiser's chancellor. Not a nice man. Bismarck had a reputation for learning people's weaknesses and manipulating them. It's a matter of record that he had spies on Ludwig's staff. He may even have had a henchman even closer to the king, and he was involved in the conspiracy to declare Ludwig insane.
What a jerk. So, we're still trying to figure out how all this ties together, but I'm really starting to Well, you know I know what happens. I played this game before. But I really would call your attention to the werewolf paintings, this opera, the relationship that Ludwig had with Wagner. What about the Black Wolf? We haven't really talked a lot about the Black Wolf this chapter.
Did you find out anything about the Black Wolf?
I did. I'd read about him before, but I hadn't realized that was who you were talking about. His name was Godin. Paul Godin. I found a reference to his being called the Black Wolf after you telephoned.
I've never heard of him. Who was he?
Godin lived on the fringes of the Prussian court. He was handsome, charming, dangerous, or so they say. He was variously rumored to have been a foreign prince, a Prussian spy, even an assassin. Since you were interested in him, I found out some things that are probably true. It said he came from abroad in the mid-1800s, but claimed High German blood.
Do you know where he came from?
No. And he was ruthlessly ambitious. He probably found out who held the power, Bismarck, and offered his services. Bismarck was a good judge of talent, of that sort anyway.
Tell me more.
What else do you know about Godin?
He must have done something remarkable. Bismarck was not a generous man. He liked to string people along with promises, but rarely came through. He did for Godin, though. He gave him a royal title and lands in 1863. And that was the last reference I found to him.
Well, how could he just disappear?
It's not that unusual. Back then, when you were given a title, you usually changed your name and moved to a place where no one knew your past, so you could act with impunity. Or be a pompous ass and get away with it.
Zophar is also dashing, passionate, wise, assassin, and ruthless in handling his German patriarchy. Thanks for saying so, little gremlin. How did you know the truth? Actually, the real truth. Don't tell anyone. I'm the Black Wolf. It's me, Black Wolf. This guy.
Is there any way to find out what Godin was called after he got his title?
Is it that critical?
It might be.
Well, you could send away for a copy of the entitlement deed, assuming it has been destroyed during one of the wars. Godin's new name would be on it. But you would need a research permit from the government to access those records, and they can be very hard to get. A lot of red tape.
Great.
So, we know that Godin was the Black Wolf. A title was given to him. So what was his name changed to? Hunting accident.
What do you know about Ludwig's hunting accident?
A couple of years ago, I was introduced to this great old man, a real old-world farmer. Well, his grandfather was Richard Horning, Ludwig's equestrian. Oh, he told some great Ludwig stories. Sometimes I get lucky. Anyway, he said that after the hunting accident, Ludwig got terribly ill, that he had a fever and was acting crazy. They were afraid that the wolf had been carrying a disease or that the bite had gone septic.
A wolf bit him?
Yeah, it's not so unusual. There were a lot of wolves in the Alps back then. The servants were really worried, but Ludwig recovered, physically anyway. Horning's grandfather said it was the fever that broke Ludwig's mind, that he was worse than ever after that.
That's right, little gremlin. He becomes Rick Astley. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Jump and shoot game. And oh yeah, the Sierra nostalgia is super, super real. We this is actually not the first Sierra game we've streamed on here. We did Willie Beamish a couple months ago when I first started the streaming, which is Dynamics, which is an offshoot of Sierra, like Sierra owned Dynamics. But yeah, this is my favorite. This and the Monkey Island series are my favorite point-and-click games by far. Monkey Island, of course, being Lucasfilm. Tell us more about that hunting accident.
What do you mean Ludwig got worse after the accident?
Ludwig always had been a very private person. But after the accident, he got darker, more crazy. Towards the end, he was even forcing his servants to enter his chambers bent over so they couldn't see his face. Horning's grandfather said his temper was fearsome. He would fly into a rage at the least mistake.
I'm terrified of him.
Yes, well. Horning's grandfather felt sorry for Ludwig, and Ludwig hated his own violence. He was always giving gifts to his servants to apologize.
No, Jump and Shoot Gaming. I have not heard the Monkey Island news. What have you heard?
You mentioned that there were other reasons why Ludwig's servants feared him.
That's another of Horning's mysteries. There's a story about Neuschwanstein. Apparently, there was a period of time of 2 or 3 months when Wagner would come and visit him.
Wagner?
There. Yeah. The two would lock themselves in the singers' hall. Horning's grandfather said the sounds that came from there were awful. Well, the servants had superstitious minds anyway. Some of them quit over it, just walked away.
What kind of sound?
Horning's grandfather called them heartbreaking and ungodly. Maybe it was Wagner trying to sing.
Well, I guess that's all for now. Thanks for your help.
It's my pleasure. And if you ever want to talk again, just give me a call. I'll meet you down there.
I will. Thanks.
Servus.
Bye.
Nice. So Ron Gilbert's making a new Monkey Island game, Return to Monkey Island. That's awesome. Yeah, please jump and shoot game. Pop that in Discord. I'll absolutely check that out. I'm a big Monkey Island fan. By the way, for those of you that are not yet on my Discord channel or server, feel free to join. Click that link. Discord, if you don't know what that is a chat app. Think of it like if you were ever into IRC in the 90s, or maybe still are, but it's much more secure. You can use emoticons. It's really cool. I am a big fan of Discord. Jump and Shoot Gaming. Hey, all this was my segue to promote the Discord. See that? See what we did there?
This is where they found Ludwig's body.
Ludwig König von Bayern? Is that what that says? What is that? Ludwig, King of Bavaria, maybe? Something like that, I guess. What's over here?
I wonder what it felt like under there. I wonder what it felt like under
I'm
there.
sure it sucked. Thanks, Lena Lazuli. Anywhere else to look here? Alright, we looked at that. We looked at the memorial on the lake. Now we'll check out that church area. If we can.
It's a memorial chapel for Ludwig.
Are we supposed to go to it?
It's a memorial chapel for Ludwig.
No. Alright. Alright, now what do we do? Now what do we do, chat? Where do we go next? So many possibilities. Maybe... Can we talk to... That's not good. Don't freeze again, game. Oh god. Every time it transitions to the screen, I'm scared it's going to crash like before. There's definitely more we have to do there, but I don't think we can do it yet. I think we're supposed to... Probably... Maybe the Smiths or Gerda again? Yeah, always like towards the end of a chapter, I'm like, alright, what did we miss? Who didn't we talk to? What item did we click on? You know. So yeah, we know Schlossberg. See if Gerda has anything to say.
Hi, Gerda. I'm back. Good.
No, they're all happy and loving each other. Oh yeah, we got something to say.
Gerda? Yes?
Special permit.
Gerda, do you have any idea where I could get a government research permit? I don't have time for a lot of red tape.
You should ask Herr Übergrau. He can maybe get such things very fast.
You think? I was gonna write Gabriel today anyway.
Alright, so we probably just have to write a letter then.
I don't have anything to ask Gerda right now.
Yeah, anytime you're ready to write the letter to Gabriel, you know you're nearing the end of the chapter, so... Time is it 4:13? We might be able to finish this up. Wait. Yeah, we're supposed to go in here, I think. And we'll sit down at the desk. The desk of the writing.
I should get a letter off to Gabriel. I need to include a note to Übergrau about the research permit.
Sweet. We're getting towards the end of the chapter. We're getting towards the end. Telling you, after this chapter's over, the game really, like... This is a good game anyway, but, like, the story just starts to really, really take off after this. Appreciate you all sticking with me here. Okay, now I think we're probably supposed to call that publisher about the Ludwig book to learn more about him. Because they wouldn't give us the name of the publisher if there wasn't something to be gleaned. Typewriter. What is this newfangled device? Exactly. Exactly.
My letter to the great detective.
Huh. Okay, so let's take this book. We'll make a call, a little call-y call.
Hallo, Bertel München.
Hi, I have a book of yours on Ludwig II. The author's name is Sir Richmond Chapel.
Yes, how can I help you?
Well, I'm doing some research on Ludwig, and I was hoping you could get me in contact with the author.
I'm afraid Sir Richmond Chapel is deceased.
Oh.
Oh.
However, his son is living.
Oh. Well, is there any way you can put me in touch with him?
And who are you doing this research for?
Well, I'm working with Professor Barkley from Yale University.
All right. Thomas Chapel's number in England is 41 20 555 771.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right. So now let's... It's probably this number here, right?
Sir Richmond Chapel's son.
All right. Let's call Sir Richmond Chapel's son. See what we can see. Rotary phone, another newfangled device. E-fangled? Oh, we're getting retro now, chat.
Chapel residence.
Hi, my name is Grace
that
Nakamura.
phone?
I'm calling from Rittersburg, Germany.
like the early
Is
1900s.
Thomas Chapel there, please?
Speaking. What may I do for you, Miss Nakamura?
This is going to sound crazy, but I have a copy of your father's biography on Ludwig II. I understand he had access to Ludwig's diary.
Yes.
Well, oh God, I'm not even sure. He didn't make a copy of it or anything, did he? Or perhaps he took good notes?
He wrote down a complete translation in English.
Ooh.
He said he couldn't make headway with the German version. Ludwig's handwriting was rather broke, you know.
He wrote down an English translation. Do you still have it?
Well, unfortunately, my father was allowed to see the diary only on the grounds that he wouldn't publish the entire work. I can't let you see it. Have you tried contacting the National Archive?
No, I don't have the kinds of connections your father did, or the time.
That's unfortunate, but I really cannot let it out of my hands.
I understand. It was just a shot in the dark.
Very well. The best of luck to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chapel.
Damn. We really need to see that diary, chat. Really need to see it. Now, we're coming up on a puzzle here that's going to get us to the end of the chapter. This is another one of those, like, how would you figure this out type things. You basically need to just click around everywhere. But I know what to do, because I've done this before. But essentially, we have to get Sir Chapel. Like, you could even, like, I'll show you something here. If you go and try to call him again.
I don't think pleading with Mr. Chapel will help.
She says that, like, I don't think pleading with him will help, but there's a way to, you have to try to find a way to get that translation. So here's how you do it. By the way, before I show you how to do it, does anyone have any guesses what you're supposed to do? These are the kind of things that made, like, as much as I love the point and click genre, this is the stuff that drove people crazy. Like, you have to make it solvable.
I don't have anything to add.
So what's your guesses for those of you, which is most of you, that have never played or beaten this game? Yes, Soda Pagoda hit it on the head. Click around on stuff till it works. That is exactly what you have to do, by the way. So let me show you what you're supposed to click on here, because you're absolutely right. How would you know to do this part? And wait, it gets even worse when you see what I have to do with it. You just have to know to click on those lilies right there. Which the whole time, the whole game, clicking on them
Gibt's das denn
doesn't do anything special.
Delirium schon?
It's only-
Sehr schön.
Ja, aber es ist doch noch so kalt.
Oh, little gremlin.
Für Sie ein Geschenk von der Madonna.
Oh no.
Nehmen Sie sie ruhig. Heute Nacht wird es kalt und sie wird sowieso erfrieren.
Lena, Lazuli, or Dreaming Rain, any
Thank you.
feedback on what he just said to Grace there? So now we have a flower. And check out what we're supposed to do with this thing. Anyone have a thought on what you're supposed to do with this, by the way? No, not that. If you had to guess, what do you think I'm supposed to do with this flower?
Father Getz said the lily was a gift from the Madonna. That's an odd way of looking at it.
I guess they do give you a hint in saying that it's a gift from the Madonna. So who do we know? Give it to Georg. Yeah, that was my first thought. I can't tell you how many times I tried to give him that damn flower when I was a kid, trying to figure out what to do with it. But no, it is not that. Any other thoughts? Any other guesses? Give up yet? Okay, ready? Not making this up. This is what you're supposed to do to progress this chapter. If you don't do this, you cannot progress. Watch this. Basically, this is another one of those parts where I got stuck for a while, and I just literally just clicked everything on everything until I figured this out, that you're supposed to do this. But I guess if I had really thought about it, I would say, well, he said it's a gift from the Madonna. Who do we know that's deeply religious? Oh, right, Ludwig. And didn't we just go to a place where his memorial is? Of a nice little cross here. So what you're supposed to do, somewhere in here, you have to click. I think might be over here, actually. Hold on, we'll find it. This is the fun of pixel hunting. Yeah, right here.
I wonder what it felt.
Hold on. Yeah. Ow, 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 God. You just have to click, 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 click till you figure that out. Find out the sun is allergic and then feed him? Oh, boy.
I'm trying to figure out what you want me to do. But I need more information to work with. If you can send any my way, I'd appreciate it.
Whoa! Is that Ludwig? He's seeing apparitions now. But what can it mean, chat? What can it mean? So, again, it makes sense on paper. Hey, we gotta make sure we get that translation. We gotta find a way to get the guy to change his mind. The only way to get him to change his mind is to find a flower, take it to Ludwig's memorial, put it in there, see an apparition of Ludwig, and then try to call the dude again. Maybe he'll change his mind. Yes, that is what you are expected to do, chat. Just what I said. Just that. So, yeah, every now and then we're going to hit one of these goofy puzzles.
I'm back.
The only way you really can figure this out is just to click everything on everything. I don't really know anyone that's ever, like, mathed that out, like, logically figured out that's what you're supposed to do. But that's okay. Like I said, we're almost done this chapter, and then we will never speak of it again. And we're going to get on to the really, really awesome part of the game. So, boom. Boom. No, it's not the book. It's this dude. Yeah. Boom.
I don't think pleading with Mr. Chapel will help.
Wait. Am I wrong? Or is it this one?
I don't have anything to talk to Herr Dahlmeier about.
Uh-oh. This one?
There's no reason to call the publisher.
Oh, noes. What did we miss? Chat, I missed something. I don't know what I missed. Let me think. We put the lily in the water. We tried to call him, but he didn't. Oh, you know what? Hold on. We didn't follow my golden rule. What did I just say that I didn't do? Every time you pass by Gerda, you're supposed to try to talk to her. Because sometimes she will tell you things that progress the chapter. And I forgot about that.
I don't have anything to ask Gerda right now.
Damn it. That's not it either. Shoot. What do we do? Oh, we didn't mail the letter yet. Let's go mail the letter. Mail in the letter, right to the post. You did all that flower stuff today whilst traveling the German countryside. Just a daily regimen. Exactly, little gremlin. I mean, gotta, stop by the post, drop off a letter, find a lily, put it in a lake to appeal to the dead ghost of Ludwig, King of Bavaria. Just all in a day's work. And go home, have some dinner, commune with the ghosts again.
There's no one there.
Yes, there is. Just ring the bell. Ring the bell, Grace Nakamura. Ring that bell.
Grüß Gott, Frau Nakamura.
Grüß Gott.
Grüß
Haben
Gott.
Sie etwas für mich?
Nein, leider nicht. Brauchen Sie noch etwas?
It all checks out. Here, take this letter. Just take it. Take it.
Kann ich diesen Brief versenden?
Ja, dreimal bitte.
Oh, come on. You won't send it to me for free? Like, after all we've been through? Take my wallet. Take my money. Take my money.
Dankeschön.
Bitte sehr. Brauchen Sie noch etwas?
Nope, that's it. Danke.
Danke.
Bitte.
Bitte.
Peace. We'll do a little savey save here. And then now maybe? Maybe now we can go back to Gerda? Possibly, maybe? I promise, chat, we're near the end of this chapter. Like, we're so close. We're almost there. Oh, this is a different animation.
Hi. You just had a phone call. It was Frau Gelder at the post office. She said a fax came in for you there.
Really? I wonder what it was.
Maybe it's from Gabriel.
Don't hold your breath.
Did we kick enough? We just were there.
I don't have anything.
Oh my god. We literally just went to the post office to come back to be told to go back to the post office. We asked her. She said she didn't have nothing there. You all heard it. Come on, man. She said it in German. Maybe I didn't get it. Well, I don't know German, so maybe I misunderstood her, but I'm pretty sure we didn't.
There's no one there.
There is. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. 9.
Hallo, Frau Gelder. Haben Sie etwas für mich?
Ja, ein Fax. Ein sehr langes Fax.
Oh, now she does.
Das ist aber nicht vom Schattenjäger.
Ist okay. Dankeschön.
Oh.
Thomas Chapel.
It's something from Thomas Chapel. It's what we've been waiting for, maybe, probably, possibly. Let's go look at it. Fax transmission. Miss Nakamura. It seems to have had a change of heart. Please keep these in the strictest confidence. Good luck on your endeavor, T. Chapel. So let me get this straight. The government of Germany told your ancestor, his father or grandfather maybe, not to release any of this stuff. And he told you no. But then because you went and took a lily from a church and gave it into the little pond where the spirit of King Ludwig came up, he had a change of heart. And if you think all that, you would be aligned with the game designers who wrote this. That was the puzzle. So, here we go.
11th June 1872. Louis has convinced me to think matters through more thoroughly before I act. A trip it shall be then, to Shahin. It shall not alter my purpose, I feel, nor shall his compelling. The treaty is the ruin of my beloved Bavaria, and must be taken to task.
There's Louis again, chat.
3rd July 1872. The pain gets so bad I cannot hold a pen to write, but the horror is far worse than the pain. He says it was an accident, says that we can truly be one now, that it is a great adventure. I believe him 1 minute, and the next I can feel the flames of hell upon my heels. May God have mercy on my soul. 5th January 1874. By the power of Mary, Mother of God, I swear to refrain from the ultimate sin and to remain steadfast in my flesh, sworn by the power of the lily,
The
Eleanor.
lily. You know what? That's how you're supposed to know, because he mentions the lily in the museum. So maybe if you really are paying attention, you could figure out where the game was going with the lily thing. Still, it's a little obscure.
30th August 1879. I will not falter, but will remain true. No matter the torment or longing, I will not yield. I will control the process. God grant me strength and will. By the grace and power of the monarchy and its allegiance. De Paul Leroy, Eleanor.
It's a fax from Peter Gabriel.
10th September 1880. It is all finished. Elizabeth warned me, and I discovered the truth at last. O most venomous viper at my very bosom! O lowest of the least worthy who ever breathed! My Judas, my devil! If I could tear my heart out and fling it after him in the dirt, I would. I would.
Oh boy.
12th December 1880. He continues to come, the devil. I will never look upon his hideous face again. He is afraid I will tell, and I might. To destroy him, I might. When I think of the accident, now that things are clear, I wonder, was it truly an accident, or was it the plot to kill me? If so, why did he not complete it then, instead of putting me in this torment? Could he have hated me so? I wish to God he had simply ended it there.
Fling those hearts around, little gremlin.
10th June 1881. Terror. Rapture. During W's music tonight, I felt a pulling. The horror nearly came upon me right there. Then the music turned, and it was gone. What can it mean? I must confide in the great friend. Perhaps he will know what has happened.
So he was watching a musical, it sounds like, and then all of a sudden, the music turned, and... So, I think he was watching a musical, the horror nearly came, and then the music turned and it stopped. What was the horror?
2nd August 1882. The experiments go better and better. W has proved as loyal and determined as ever I believed he would be in a matter of my salvation. He says he has the formula now. It remains only to put the finishing touches on the completed opera and to draw up the diagram for the crystals. Can it truly end? I scarce dare to hope.
Uh-oh. What were the crystals? Oh no!
April 1883. The great friend is dead. How unjust that he should be taken from me now. Where is my chance at salvation? Why has God condemned me twice?
So Wagner was doing something for Ludwig, and then he died before he could complete it. Yes, rage! He saw a fax machine in 1880 and thought it was a mechanism of the devil!
10th October 1885. There must be made clear funds for the crystals. Lies. Everyone lies. My own servants. What must I do? Must I sell one of my beloved castles? The crystals must be made. I grow daily less able to control my own will. How long will I be able to resist the ultimate sin? And the music is worthless without the device. Time is running out. The crystals must be made.
What crystals is he talking about? And that's it. That's the end of the diary. Huh. So, chat, we learned a lot of stuff with no context yet. Alright, so where are we supposed to go now? So, I mean, we did that. We got the facts. We read the post. I think we're supposed to give this to Georg. Let's go see. Alright, we'll go to the car. We'll check out the map, and we'll make sure there's nothing left to do. Because I remember the chapter ending with you talking to Georg. So, let's go grab our keys. We might be at the end here, Chad. I think it's it. I think this is it. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Let's check hint. Sweet. Yeah, it's just this now. So it's got to be the diary. You know, the translation of the diary. Alright, we'll do a little save one more time.
I do have something to discuss with Georg, but he'll never believe me unless I show him.
right, let's show him. Chapter 4 ending movie. We did it. Look.
Have you heard of Ludwig's diary?
Yes, but no one is allowed to see it.
It just so happens that I have a copy of an English translation right here. There's something I wanted to show you. Read this one.
August, 1880. The experiments go better and better. They has proved as loyal and determined as ever. It remains only to put the finishing touches on the completed opera. And to make up the diagram for the crystal. My God!
Wait, I want to show you something. I am not supposed to have looked at this myself, but I am here alone all day. So.
You thought he was playing solitaire. He was reading diaries. I'm sure there's nothing at all there that will get him fired.
July 1881. Richard returned from his meeting with the king. Never have I seen him so pale.
It's in English?
I was concerned for his heart. He would not speak with me, but immediately shut himself up in his study and started working on a new project. He will not tell me the first thing about it. He will only say that it was time he repaid his king. It confirms Ludwig's diary. He wasn't crazy.
Yes, but Ludwig says that the opera was completed. Imagine that, completed. There's something else.
Wait a minute. How was it in English? What? She wasn't German? Wagner's wife?
August 1882.
There's a plot hole.
We had a messenger tonight from the king. He brought a letter which Richard burnt. I did manage to see a bit of it. It said something about a great night in Munich and that it would be Richard's supreme triumph and someone else's destruction. Ludwig then wrote that even though he himself would probably die, his immortal soul would be freed thanks to Richard. I worry for poor Ludwig and for us. Where will we be if his madness continues? Surely someone will put an end to it. Wow.
There's one more.
Yeah, that's it. Grace, she does, but like she's on the fly like that? But it looks like it's English, right? When you're seeing the pages?
I sent Richard's sealed package to the king, as he instructed moments before he closed his eyes forever. I could not even bring myself to care what was in it. What could it matter now? Whatever it is, I hope it brings the king good memories of Richard. He did so much for my beloved.
The package.
The package. Exactly. Chapter 5. So we're going to watch the intro movie of Chapter 5, and then we're going to go find someone to raid, chat. So just hang out for just a little bit. Appreciate you. The guy on the phone said it was written in English since he had problems with the German language somehow. It did... Well, no, that you're thinking of Ludwig's diary. But what we were just reading was Wagner's wife's diary. So I don't know. Ends on the package. You get to see
delightful.
You get to see Gabriel and Von Glauer having a night
She's
here.
a hoot, all right. Just pretend you don't be fine. Got this inborn need to rip them off.
Now I'm really intrigued.
A little too much drink, gentlemen. Oh,
This one time, I'd gone off to this, well, party, you might say. And it was getting a bit hairy. Well, Gracie...
Now what? What is Von Glauer doing here? It's a wrong version to the end of The Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah. No, if you play that album after the third Lion Roar, Wizard of Oz. Just saying. So what's going on here? couple hours checking out the Ritter Talisman. Now he's checking out Gabriel's hair. Huh. What is going on there, chat? What is going on there? Told you, from this point on, the game's plot gets really crazy. Ah, Gabriel knew he was there. He knew. But he's like, nah, whatever. Because he's still, I guess, in a drunken stupor, so who knows what he remembers. Gabriel, I have some business to attend to. I will see you later tonight. Is that what it said? I think that's what it said. That awkward the morning after feeling. Out he goes. Out he goes. Oh, I actually have to go somewhere because I can't save right here. Alright, so we'll just go to Lockham.
I don't need to go back to view this place right now.
Okay. Alright, we'll go to Marienplatz. And then we'll save. Save. New save. Zophar Day 5. Save. Alright. And